Yo, what up? What's good with y'all? What's up, AAF? What's good with you, fam? What up, Roger? Florida in the building. Yeah. I see you. What's up, Carbon Q? Carbon Q got that package on the way. What's good, Court? What's good with you, fam? Just gonna chop it up tonight. Talk about whatever the hell we want to. Tracks with the smacks. What's poppin'? What's good with you? 223. What it do? What it do? See y'all piling in here. Lazy day in the building. Yeah, I feel you, man. I just got off work a little while ago. Just got off work a little while ago. It's funny how like it be sending me notifications telling me that my live went live. How that look? You telling me I'm live? I know I'm live. What's up, Armed Rebellion? Welcome to the live, man. I've been watching Drink Champs, man, the T-Pain episode. Got a little Drink Champs. What y'all been doing this weekend? Anybody working? Y'all going to the range? Who been going shooting today? I got some videos to catch up on, so I'm gonna go to the range Tuesday. I'm gonna see if my daughter wanna go. Anybody got any new pickups? I know somebody done cop something. Let me put this link up here. Let me go get it. Let me go get it. Trying to catch up with the Santee TV to go. Man, Santee, she hard to catch up with, man. She always in the streets doing something, man. Good luck with that, though. Let me know how that work out for you. Because she hard to catch up with. That's for sure. She cool people, though, man. I really like Santee. She real cool, man. And that is no cap. Man, this thing acting stupid. Hey, Carbon, do me a favor. Post a link to my merch. Getting a lot of rain for the air. We got rain here yesterday. It's all good though. We need the rain though. It really ain't been too hot though. It's been like 85. So nothing like it was in Texas. What's up, Mr. Whip? Yeah, hit that like button as you come in. Hit that like button. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe. Thank you, Carbon. Man, Carbon cooled in an air conditioner in Santa Claus house, yeah. You know, that's pretty damn cool. I grabbed a 38 special to play around with. Man, I don't even own a revolver, bro. I don't even own one. Glad you finally got a channel, Carter. Yeah, about time, man. It took her long enough. She finally got it, though. That's my homegirl Skittles right there. What y'all think about the live last night with RGG about the addiction? He can come up with some stuff, man. That's my dude. If you ain't subscribed to him, go check him out. Regular Gun Guy. I just got done shooting a 22. It was fun. Man, I had a 22. I put about 3 mags to it. Then it sat in my safe for about 5-6 months. I ended up selling it. Actually, I traded it for some ammo. What's up, Norwood? Yeah, I'll trade for ammo sometime, but I'm good right now. I'm stacked up pretty good on everything right now. I'm trying to decide if I want to completely rebuild Thriller for this ass whooping and this rematch with Saiful Alonzo, so he'll leave me alone, or if I want to just come with something completely different. Norwood, another real one. He another real one. Cool dude. I got a chance to chop it up with him. Cool dude. What's up, AK Lover? It's another cool one. I'm probably going to drop a link in a minute. Some of y'all want to jump in. Man, we got so much stuff. The guy that owns the store I work at, he cleaned out one of his safes and brought in so many guns, man. Most of them left the first day or two. But he brought in some really nice Walters, a Q5 and a Q4 with the Leopolds on them. Man, them just nice. Well, I think about the Banshee 100 5.7. Banshees are nice firearms, man. I've never got to shoot one. I've seen them, but I've never actually got to shoot one. But I hear it shoots really good. Damn, Norwood. I done slept, and a lot of stuff done happened since we talked. What was I supposed to be not forgetting about? Send me a message on IG and remind me so I can look it up tomorrow. You gotta remind me, man. You got too much going on. I used to work at a gun store too. My boss used to have some crazy expensive guns. Never even shot them. Yep, that's how he is, man. He got guns, man. He'll bring them in. They look brand new, bro. Ammo's still high in my area. Yeah, ammo, it's coming down here. We got 1,000 round cases of 9mm for $3.99 at the shop right now. AK level, that Zev was badass. What? Oh yeah, the Sev 2. Yeah, that Sev 2 is dope. Sev 2s is on point. Them jokers run too. I ain't seen none of them not running. They all just run. That's just what they do. 2A sister, thank you for coming through. Welcome. Massachusetts in the building. Yeah, I'm fixing to drop the video on that Sev 2 this week. I already had it recorded, and I was going through doing some editing, and there was a point with a camera. I saw it on when I was recording it. It shifted. So I was like, it didn't shift much. It won't be that noticeable. Man, it was hella noticeable in the final video when I went to edit it. I was like, well, I could probably edit it out. And I tried to edit it out, but I couldn't get it out. It was too bad. So I'm just gonna re-record that whole thing. At least that part of it anyway. Like part of it was range footage from work. So like the whole review part, I'm just gonna redo the whole thing. Yeah, that's right. You got one, Corey. You know them cell twos run. Yeah, them things run, man. I haven't seen one yet that don't run. Carbon, I think she love her. Have you got to shoot yours yet, Carbon? Besides out in Houston, Carbon Mag dumped that thing with Yoki. What's the estimate price on those Sev twos? The Sev twos is Sev with an S, not a Z, brother. The Sev two, I think he said the base price is gonna be like $980 or something like that. And then if you want upgrades or whatever, different things, and it'll go up from there. But I mean, if you just want a mil spec base one in black, it'd be like $980, something like that. So they're not bad. But when you start upgrading parts and wanting Cerakote, stuff like that, your price is gonna change. I don't think it'll ever be up in that $3,500 world unless you just go retarded crazy, or $2,500 unless you just go dumb crazy with that shit. But yeah, I don't think it'll get up that high. I'm sure it can if you order the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? You throw a Geisley in there and put a EOTech on that thing, want some kind of crazy ass custom Cerakote, some stupid barrel that costs like $1,000 or something like that. Yeah, I can see it getting up there. But just upgrading like your mil spec parts to like some nicer stuff, it won't get up that high. Damn, I need to get one. What's the link? I think you just got to hit up. I don't know if they got the website up. I know they were doing some stuff to get the site up, but I don't know if it's up yet. So for right now, AK Lover, just hit up Jay the Shooter. Yep, exactly, Mr. Whoop. Just hit up Jay the Shooter on IG, or hit up Red Phoenix Defense, either one, and they can get you right. Yeah, they'll get you right. I don't want to put Carbon in timeout. That's my homegirl. No way. Sev2 on IG. There you go. Carbon just said it. Sev2 on IG. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I love the fact that even with everything on it, like mine got the foregrip. Even with my suppressor on it, even when I put the red dot on it, all that, it's still lightweight. Still lightweight. What's my next one? Man, I'm not sure. Head Down Firearms. Head Down is a company. The guy that owns the shop that I work in, this is his rifle company. So whenever y'all hear me say Head Down, that's what I'm talking about. I'm actually going to do a video, a Head Down versus a Sev2. I'm not sure why this camera on this laptop shows everything backwards, like a hey Carvin, hold on. That link you posted, I don't know where you got that from. It don't work. If you go to my website, Carvin, and just get the link from there. It's in there under the Big Drake 357 merch. All right, Scott. I think the base ones are like $980, and then they're gonna go up from there based on what you upgrade on it. How I got the best of both worlds, Norwood. I'm gonna have to change that then. If that's the one on my page. I thought I had changed it because that one wasn't working for some reason. Maybe it's because you didn't have the whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that if it's not working. Can't wait to see that video. Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I can't wait. Art Scott in the building. Yeah, the turnaround's quick. They get them out to you quick. I'm going back through trying to catch up on some of these. Now you been in timeout, Carvin. What's up, Santee? Mr. Smith? Yep, 980 plus your imagination. Exactly. MK Joe, what's happening? You slid by me. Yeah, that 980, it's not bad, man. They're not crazy expensive, man. Not crazy expensive at all. What is this thing? Oh. Oryx Arms. What is that? Is that like a gun store or something? I ain't never heard of that. No, I haven't forgot about you, Norwood, man. I be having so much going on, and then work. They be having me working weird schedules and stuff, man. So, like, I might forget. I'm bad about forgetting stuff, man. You could tell me something right now, and I might forget it 30 minutes from now. I might forget it right after you tell me. You just gotta kind of remind me. What's up, Nola Saint? You know what I'm saying? I'm old, brother. I'm old. 45. So I'm old, man. Old head, OG in here. I know somebody in here that's older than me. I ain't gonna put him out there like that, though. You know who you are. You know who you are. Carver, I don't know where you getting this link from. I'm gonna have to go get it myself. Have to fix that link. And nobody older than me, Santee. I know for a fact there's at least one. I know for a fact. I ain't gonna put them on blast. They might blaze themselves though. They better watch what they say, how they say it. I know for a fact there's at least one. One OG in here. We pay for that nice AR. I gotta support my brother Jay the Shooter. Yes, sir. Ben Shooting, what's up, man? He definitely older than me. He definitely older than me. That brother Jurassic. If y'all ain't met MHP or Ben Shooting, man, that brother, he cool as hell. Super cool. Man, get your mind out the gutter, Santee. My shirt says he on fire. Look. See that? HDfirearms.com. Yeah. I be wearing it to work, man. So I be wearing it to work. What's my favorite gun? My favorite handgun is a Smith & Wesson 2.0, the M&P 2.0, 3.6 inch. That's my favorite handgun. My favorite rifle. My favorite rifle right now is my Sev 2. Tell your birthday, Santee. What? Exactly. Support and the customer support. What they do, we can't beat it. Yeah, they do got good customer support. Ben Susan said he still got a wooden report card. That's funny. My mama got a wooden yearbook with construction paper pages. They actually glued the pictures on the pages. Yeah, Santee shot my Sev too. She fell in love with it. She tried to take it. Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Whip. Oh, your birthday. Yo, your nephew. Yeah. Oh, MK. Oh, my bad. Oh, y'all got birthdays. Hold on, man. Y'all confusing the hell out of me. Hold on. I got to catch up with these comments. What's good, Jay? Jay Smith in here. My birthday, October 1st. Yeah, call me to drop another video. Santee done left his man hanging. Yeah, he said happy 53rd. Damn, Santee. But you still 53 though, right? It's not your birthday, but you still 53. Is that what you're saying? We're gonna run with 53. Your mom's birthday is October 1st, or Scott? Yeah, she cool as hell. Cool in the air conditioner in Santa Claus house. I'm telling you. Santee, when you gonna build your AR? Santee's supposed to be building an AR, y'all. She's supposed to be building an AR. I posted the merch link if y'all wanna grab some merch. It's up there. Now I'm posting this link. We done made Santee old up in here. She's probably gonna cuss us out if she come in. But I just post the link for anybody who want to jump in. Carver, when you drop another video, matter of fact, you can just come in here and tell us yourself when you drop another video. Carver's channel is gonna be dope, y'all. She got some nice stuff coming up. That's dope, Santi. 21 plus 32 equals 53 cents. Anybody got anything they're gonna pick up soon? I'm not sure what my next one's gonna be. I'm not sure at all. I've been thinking about some stuff, but I ain't 100% on nothing yet. I do got some stuff in the pipe though. They just kind of marinating. One of them was old school. Like, well, it's about 10 years old. Just replaced one I already had. Monday. Carmen says she's dropping another one Monday. What would be free, Santee? I ain't giving up nothing for free. What you talking about? Nah, you got to come with some bills, some greens, some dividends. I think I want another PCC. I've been looking at the Pac 9. You know what? I don't know if you can really consider the PCC. I got a what you call it, the Caltech Stub 2000. I don't know if that classifies as a PCC though. I think that's really just I guess it would though. Pistol caliber carbine. Sydney, my man. Man, I want to give a shout out to Sydney, y'all. Sydney sent me a package all the way from Brazil. Sent me a nice T-shirt, some little figures that help protect you from evil. Man, it was dope. I appreciate that, Sydney. Sydney a cool dude, y'all. Cool dude. He threw everybody off at work. When the package come in, they're like, "What'd you order from Mexico?" I'm like, "Mexico?" I'm like, "What? Nah, it's from Brazil." They're like, "Oh yeah, it does say Brazil, don't it?" I'm like, man. I appreciate that, Ben Shoot. You know, I try to work on my merch game. I've had merch. People be asking me all the time, when you gonna do shirts? When you gonna do shirts? Man, I've been doing shirts for like a year now, bro. The link in every video, but I guess the link has been broken, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Look at a PDP and a CZ. Got to decide on one of them or a PCC. Yeah, I've shot that PDP. It's pretty nice, man. It's pretty nice. I don't think I'd ever buy one, but it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Just sub carbon Q. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Got to sub carbon Q. Roger, you got to save up for the sale too, man. Talk to Jay, man. He said they do layaway. Layaway, as RWG says. So, shoot. Talk to Jay. You can work it out. Just hit him up on IG. I think it's _ Jay the Shooter on IG. Or just hit up Seb too on IG. They can work it out. Just gotta hit them up. Man, you ain't gonna catch me dancing no samba, Sydney. Shit. I'm like my boys, Goody Mob. I don't dance no more. I just be chilling in the corner. I shoot the guns though. I shoot the guns and I drink your liquor, but I ain't dancing. I watch y'all dance. Barbecue, I'll be a guest on Ben Shooting. Who's going live this Saturday coming? It will be his first live. Man, you know I'll be live next Saturday. So better watch out, son. I got a guest coming through too. Got this coming through. Yes, sir. We're gonna have Rod Mills on here from Scorched Earth Firearms. Scorched Earth Defense, whatever it is. I think it's Scorched Earth Firearms. What's my drink? I drink Douce, brother. Douce all day. What up, $2? What's popping, brother? Yeah, Sydney. Yeah, you say it's easy, Sydney. You've been doing it all your life. Of course, it's easy. It's like telling Michael Jackson the moonwalk was easy. Carbon had already hit 100. She ain't playing with him. Because everybody been waiting, Carbon. Kept everybody waiting. We all live right now. Who all live? Who else live? Mr. Wilt. Whiskey right now. Carbon, they're saying congrats. I'm with you on the Douce. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vodka. Nah, I'm good on that clear. I'm not trying to go to jail. Can't go to jail. All your YouTube friends live, Santee? I'm sorry. You know I go live every Saturday at 8 o'clock, unless I don't go live at all. Diesel, what's up, my brother from another mother? That's my guy. Want some Douce, Santee? Can't go wrong. Douce and pineapple juice. Yeah, I know. You told me the guns wasn't cheap down there, Sydney. I kind of feel sorry for y'all. Yep, she is a natural for YouTube. These I posted a link. Everybody's scared to come in. Any other time they be in here trying to talk smack. I sent it to you. I know you ain't scared. You be in the police car and everything. Come on in here, my brother. I ain't talked to you in a minute anyway. You know the guy from Down the Barrel Firearms? No, I've never heard of Down the Barrel Firearms. Yep. Yeah, I don't know who that is. Yeah, anybody in here that's not subscribed to Carbon Q, go subscribe to her channel right now. And Diesel TV and American Ammo and Firearms. And Ben Shooting, Diesel TV, everybody. If they got a channel, go subscribe. Show love to everybody, man. I was hoping my boy jump up in here. He'll probably jump up in here in a minute. Say fool lines, though. Dude been wearing me out since Houston, man. He didn't call me out in this video today. I'm mad at Thriller because Thriller done broke down in the middle of the battle. I'm like, man, how you gonna run good and then just choke? Can't have you choking like that.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
What's going on?
Man, I'm good, bro. Chilling, man. Chilling.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I thought you were gonna come down and hang out with me this week. You didn't even show up. You punked out on me.
No, it wasn't that, man. I had to run some errands and see some places, man. You know.
Yeah, I feel you.
Got me running all over the place, looking at places. So that's what I was doing.
Yeah, I feel you.
I was like, wow, shoot. Ain't no joke around here, man. The market's crazy.
Yeah. I've been trying to find one myself, man, but in the price range that I'm looking for, when I put in that price range and type in the 3 area codes around me that's close enough to where I want, it's literally a blank map.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's But we'll talk about that another day.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
Man, it's going good, brother. How you fix to start doing lives? Ah, shucks.
Hey, I was thinking, I was like, wait a minute. He said he does his every Saturday at 8. I said, well, I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna do mine Sunday. I think I'm gonna go Sunday with that, man. So that way you just have everybody, because ain't nobody doing nothing on Sunday, are they?
RWG go live sometime.
On Sunday?
Yeah, he went live last Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll pop on up there on Sunday, man. I'll let everybody know time.
Yeah. As long as it's after 6, I'm good.
Yeah, it's gonna be after 6, yeah. So I'm gonna do Sunday.
Yeah, I want everybody that's got to tell them. Everybody should start doing them. I mean, we all be floating around each other's lives anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
True. That is true.
That's one thing I can say about the 2A community, at least on this side of the 2A community. We all supporting each other. We all trying to help each other. You know what I'm saying? And we all showing love to each other, you know what I'm saying? So,
oh, yeah. Always.
How you liking that new toy you picked up?
Man, it's crisp. I like it. It's a nice shoe. You know what, man? That's a well-kept secret place, man. I walked in there, I was like jaw-dropping. Like, it looked like a hardware store until you walk in the back, and you're like, oh, my God. So y'all got all kinds of SH. Man, I was like, you saw what I put up the other day, right?
No,
well,
I hadn't seen it yet.
The guy told me what they say that's out of order online is in order in store. And he won't lie. I mean, they had a whole section of Draco just like, oh, good gracious.
Damn, for real?
Yeah. That's why I told you. I was like, yeah, that's why I try to post it on my IG every day.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I try to tell anybody, they got the location. You got one around there where you at?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I get with you whatever you need down there. Get there, because it's crazy, man. I was looking at their ammo prices. I'm like, man, you sure this shit ain't wet?
I don't want no Dracos. That's for sure.
No, I'm just saying a lot of stuff they got down there. I go in there and how about I FaceTime you when I'm in there?
That's what's up.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, because
man said. He said, "What happened to Thriller, man? Look here, man. Look.
Who that?
We in Houston, right? We in Houston, right? You already know you was there.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Wood, we in Houston. Zach shoot Thriller. I done ran mag through Thriller, running like a boss. Zach, he doing burst with it. Is running like a boss.
Yeah.
Man, me and Lonzo, we're going to do a duet. Purple Rain and Thriller. Get up there. I forgot to put one in the head. Pull the trigger. That must have click. And Lonzo was over there.
Yeah, he caught you off guard on that one.
He caught me slipping on that one. I was like, oh, this nigga right.
And then he turned around. His whole magazine fell loose.
Yeah. Then his magazine fell loose. Purple Rain stopped working. I'm like, yeah, see, Karma caught you.
Yeah, it did.
All that shit.
I told him, get off the range, rookie.
Yeah, man. He caught me still. I thought I put one in the head, but I guess I didn't. And then I thought I may have charged it, but that magazine, that 60-round mag, sometimes it kind of be tripping. So it might have just not chambered around.
Well, the heat out there, man, I was finding a lot of hit primers, but one going off. I was like, that heat was doing something out there, man.
Yeah, and like my gun, I didn't take it apart and clean it and oil it before I came.
Yeah.
So it was already dirty because I already put like 4 or 5 mags through it. You know what I'm saying? Since I put that trigger in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it did work when you and Zach got on it, and I was like, man.
Yeah. It worked then. You know what I mean? But it's all good though.
Yeah.
It'll be ready to go next time around.
Oh yeah.
Ready to go.
It'll be soon.
What you laughing at, Carmen?
What's she saying?
She got all them laughy faces up there. I know you wasn't laughing at my struggles.
I'm glad
it was real
up there, man. That was nice.
Yeah. I'm I'm gonna have something special for y'all next time. Y'all
Oh,
gonna
I'm
be
gonna be up there to help you out, man. You ain't gotta do it
yeah.
by yourself. I'll be up there with you.
Yeah, I got a surprise for him next time. They're
Okay.
gonna be, oh, he's showing out.
Who that?
That's what they're gonna be saying. Oh, he's showing out.
Hey, you can't do it. You got to. It's your hometown. You got to show out.
Yeah.
You got to show out.
Man, I can't you gonna come down early? Like a couple days early? Or you
Oh
just
yeah.
coming down like the day before?
Who that?
You, when you come
Yeah,
down, if we have it here.
I'm gonna be there. Yeah, most definitely. I'll be there to help you out, bro. Most
Yeah,
definitely. Cause you got me, you, and Peanut right there.
yeah. Peanut. That's my other ace in the hole. That's my guy,
Yeah.
man. Peanut, man. If y'all ain't got to hang out with Peanut, I got to spend a whole day with Peanut when I did that Glock store video with the grand
Yeah.
opener. And Peanut, cool, man. He's super cool. Him and his brother.
Oh man, we gotta do another run. I ain't been to that Glock store, man.
Man, when you come down, we'll shoot up there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, if you come down, we'll shoot up there.
Okay.
I see if I can get Lenny to come out so you can meet him.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds good. That sounds good. Well,
So,
RW.
Mr. Wilkes, I don't know where he at. Him and the wife probably chilling.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Man, yeah. Well, I'm like I said, I'm gonna dip off the screen and I'll still be in the chat though.
That's what's up. You can hang out if you want to or dip out. What's up, Max Corner?
All right.
All right, brother. Johnny Montana up in here. What's going on, fam? I ain't seen you in a minute. Man, Sydney, if you got the right paperwork, you can have full auto. But you got to get pre-band stuff, which is really expensive. What I have is not full auto. It's got a what you call a rare breed trigger in it. Go get Diesel. Diesel probably working. He probably out there playing cops and robbers. Diesel, my guy. Be safe out there, brother, if you're still watching. If you're at work. Yeah, I think my next one, I don't know. Y'all don't really like rifle videos too much, so I don't know if it'll be a rifle video. I do got a dope rifle in the pipeline. A little something I was cooking up, coming from head down. Do got a dope rifle in the pipeline. Yeah, those pre-bands are expensive, Mr. Whips. They super expensive, bro. That video I did at the Glock store shooting that full auto suppressed MP5, I think he said it was 40 racks. It was like 40,000. I can't do it. Nah. I just go rent theirs. You like that Black Ace shotgun I got? Yeah, that thing nice. That thing, you put some 3-inch slugs in there, man. That thing will try and rip your shoulder off. What I think about 3D printing? Nah, I'm good on that. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Is what bolt action, Robert or Roger? Appreciate that being shooting. I don't mess with that Crimson Trace stuff. I don't mess with that Crimson Trace stuff. I know Smith & Wesson bought them apparently or whatever, but I don't think they optics are that good. I think they done ran their course. There's too much stuff out there now that make them look cheap. You ever check out the MP40? I think I'm going to do a video on it. Yeah, we got one at work. Well, we had one. Somebody bought it. But we had one at work. We just sold it last week. I want to get me a 3D printed gun just to see how it feels. Nah, I'm good on that, shawty. Nope. I don't trust it, man. Because, with polymer guns, they've been tested and proven over the years. When you 3D printing something, you don't know if they're printing it to specs to match with what the industry standard is for polymer. None of that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if it's in spec, as far as dimensions and stuff. I don't trust it. Ben Shooting say they melt easy, Santee. Oh, the rifle I'm talking about? No, it's not. No, it's not bolt action. But the colorway on it is definitely different. There's only one company that has that colorway on any of their guns. And this particular rifle, there's only 5 of them in existence. What's up, Two-Way Monte? Y'all go check out Two-Way Monte TV. Go sub to bro. He said 3D high temperature casting is expensive. Man, it take a long time to 3D print stuff. It take a long time from what I've seen. Everybody I've ever seen trying to 3D print something, it took forever. And the materials are expensive from what I understand. The machine is expensive. I don't know how expensive the 3D printers are. I think you can get them on Amazon for a couple $100. But I don't trust them. You know what I mean? I just don't trust them. You have if some of y'all see Santee, I just saw your message. I'm finna pop it up. I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but it's in the chat. I had to approve it. Telling us I had a 300 blackout made for him. No, I'm good, brother. I'm good. I would never do anything 3D printed. Max Pointer, you be cracking me up, brother. I be seeing you, dog. I see you. I see you. Yeah, I just don't trust. Maybe a 3D printed phone case or something like that, like Ben Shooter said, but not for no gun. Nah, I'm good. I'll pass. I will pass. He left YouTube? When did Talent I leave YouTube? All right, AAF. Have a good one, brother. I didn't know he left YouTube. Depends on what the part is in TTB. Some parts don't need to be too strong. But overall, I'm with Drake. Don't trust it. Yeah, I just, man, I got certain, I'm not going to say I'm a gun snob per se, but I do have certain qualities that I look for in my firearms, and build quality is top priority. And somebody printing me a receiver in their garage, this ain't gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind paying $300 for a gun. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm good on that. I will do what you call them polymer 80s or whatever, stuff like that, or the 80%. AR lowers. I'm cool with stuff like that. Rusty. It can blow up in your face. You're exactly right. I love my people too much. I don't want y'all hurt out here. Trying to play around with some bogus mess. So again, Santee, when you gonna start your bill? Let me know. I can't wait to see this. What's my next handgun? Honestly, I don't know. Depends on what I can run up on. There's nothing out here really exciting to me right now. Nothing out here really exciting to me right now. The only thing I really got my eye on, the stuff that's been out for a while, is a Ruger 5.7 and that Steyr, what is it, the Steyr M9, I think it's what it's called. And I do want to get a Rhino, a Chiappa Rhino. Hey Johnny, it's easy to get in touch with me through IG, bro. Big Dre 357 on IG. If you hit me up on there, I respond back immediately. I don't check emails like that, bro. And if you think I'm lying, I'm finna show you. I will show you. I don't mess with some emails like that. Look at that email count. Look how many unread emails is in there. You see that? 34,024. I don't be messing with emails like that. Shit, you be waiting for a long time for me to respond to an email. There's no mechanical advantage to 3D printing unless you're printing parts that is impossible to machine traditionally. That's facts. That's big facts. That's big facts. No, I don't reload, man. I've been wanting to get into it, but like I can find the machines, but you can't find the supplies to reload with right now. So there's really no point in trying to get into it when I can't get the stuff that I need to do it. And I don't really like reloads that much. I guess, I've had some good experiences with them and some bad, but it's something I would like to try. You know what I'm saying? At some point, maybe once everything come back full swing, then I'll try it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as right now, I'm good. There's a muzzle brake out there that is metal 3D printed. Its design would be impossible to mill. I didn't know you could even 3D print with metal. That's something new right there. Now that's different. I might try that if somebody has something. I didn't know you could 3D print with metal. That's a new one on me. My best method to contact Johnny Montana is IG, and then you can get the other information from there. Because I'll hit you back immediately. Except for right now, because I'm on here with y'all right now. And hit me up tonight. I can look for you tomorrow because I'll be at work tomorrow. So that's why it's hard. I try and figure out. Like I got a video in the pipeline right now that I want to drop, but I really don't want to drop it. But I do want to drop it. You see what I'm saying? But it's so short that I don't really want to do it. It's only like 8 minutes long. It's a short ass video. Black Point Dexter, that's my guy right there. 3D printing. 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 3D Dude, cool as hell, man. I need to shout you out real quick. In the near future, 3D will be more reliable. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Black Poindexter, click that link. Yeah, you're right. It will be. I don't know. I just haven't got to the point where I trust it yet. I like building my own ARs. And, you know, somebody made a comment a while back that I don't like guns unless I build them. And I mean, honestly, I can't deny that because I know I like it because I put everything that I wanted in it. So I know it's built the way I want it built. And that's facts. I mean, anybody would be like that, of course. I've been wanting another Ruger SR9C though. I missed that gun. I've had two of them already. I'm trying to find me another one. See, stuff like this, see what I'm saying? That's dope. You know what I'm saying? All right, brother. Be good, fam. Norwood in the building. Appreciate you coming through. You need to get a 3D printer so you can make us some stuff, man, shooting. Some dope get some little Picatinny rail sections with our logos on them or something dope like that. Something we could give out like the regular meetup. You know what I'm saying? That'd be something we could throw in like the little RSVP bags or something. I need to find somebody that can make patches, bro. I've been trying to get patches for like a year, but I can't find nobody that'll like make me like 20, 30 patches without busting my head open. There's a place in Knoxville that make patches. I can't remember the name of it. I wish I could though. You the man. You the man. What gun, a couple of guns would I choose for end of the world scenario? Man, number one, I've always got my backpack, so my foldable 300 blackout will be in there. That's one. Because my suppressor is for my Sev 2. That's two. The head down that I built from the head down parts, that's three. Because I know how that joker runs. Handguns, I'm going to take at least my M&P and my Glock 19, if nothing else. And probably my Black Aces shotgun. But see, I got all my guns situated in a way that I could actually, if I had to just throw some shit in the truck right now and bounce out, I could load up pretty much all my guns right now in probably maybe 5-10 minutes. If y'all was in Houston, then you saw I have the case that's cut out for 5 of them. So I can grab that one. It's got wheels on it. I can just roll it right on out. Then I've got a Pelican box full of magazines already loaded with like 30 mags in it. Then I've got another ammo can, which I had as a Pelican. I brought it to Houston. That one's full of ammo. So I mean, I can get out of here with a nice amount of stuff right out the gate. No problem. That's easy. But number one, it's gonna be my backpack, if nothing else. And it's got that 300 blackout. And definitely, if nothing else, my 19X is definitely going. That's for sure. That ain't even a question about that. It's definitely going. A shotgun, an AR-15, and a grenade for suicide. Now, ain't no suicide here, dog.
Yeah, what up, PJ? What's up, man?
What's up, Poindexter?
How's
What's
it
good
going,
with
man?
you, man?
It's
Man,
all
I'm
good. How
brother.
you doing?
I'm good, brother.
Cool,
Man, I just want to tell you, man, in my video from Houston, when I was editing, I did not realize the clip right there that had you in it was muted. And so I was like, well, I can go back and fix it. So I did go back and fix it.
All right.
But then I got to thinking about all the hell I went through to get that video to get uploaded.
I know that's a lot of work. That's why I was asking you guys, how much time do you guys spend on editing and producing and stuff? Because I know that's like a full-time job, man. So I appreciate everything you do. So
Man.
I understand that's a lot of work, man. So it's that's no big deal.
8-minute video. So I'll give you an example. So you did you see the video I did at the Texas Gun Experience?
Yes, sir.
That video literally had minimal editing, and it still took at least an hour to get it right.
See, that's a lot of work. So yeah, I work on the IT side. I work on our webpage, internet, and use all those. I'm the Adobe admin, so I use all those tools and everything. So I know that's some serious work that you guys are doing. So that's why I'm behind the scenes. I'm like, plus I'm naturally shy anyway, so I don't like being up, in front of people. So, but I appreciate what you guys do, definitely. So,
we
appreciate the shout out, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. We appreciate you. Santi said I could have cut out a cussing she did out.
See, that's a full-time job, cutting out all the cursing.
Yeah, man. Shit, that would have been half the video.
It's all right. Santi's my girl. That's my sister.
Hey,
so.
She didn't get the video demonetized, so it's all good.
Yeah. Somebody said it's like the first so many seconds or first minute or so. Then after that, it's supposed to be first 5 minutes. So it's 5 minutes, and then you're good after that. So
yeah,
I guess you just got to time it and then just fire it up after 5 minutes. So that's funny.
After 5 minutes, you're good.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. The more you know.
Right, yeah, man. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever decide to do this, there's no, like, even with minimal editing, just like all that on that video, the way I recorded that video, I literally, all I had to do was just drop in the clips, and they literally fell in place. I didn't have to edit any of them. They fell in place perfect. Yeah. But by the time you had the intro, outro, get the music in there, get your sound levels balanced and stuff like that, and try and get it the best you can, because mics can only do so much.
Yes, sir.
Then, you know what I'm saying? It takes a minute, bro. So, like that video, I worked on that video, I know, for about 2.5, 3 days, just trying to get it from one place to another. So I finally got it up to YouTube. And as soon as I got it up, within 5 minutes, I got a copyright strike. So I had to download it to the computer and go in and change the music that was causing the problem. So I did that, and then it took another 4 hours for it to render for me to re-upload it.
See,
and then I got it re-uploaded, and then I was like, "Oh shit, that clip is muted." I was like, "Damn it!"
See, I understand it, man. That's a lot of work, man. So I appreciate you. I understand. Hey, believe me, that's serious. So that's dedication. So when I see you guys doing all this and doing that and putting up like one every day or so, I understand you guys are committing. And you guys are making content for us. I'm the content, consumer. I like to watch you guys, chop it up, put that information out there, because every time I watch one of you guys, I learn something every time, no matter what it is. Or even maybe a day where I'm like burned out from work, I tune into your channel. Y'all got me laughing. So it's all cool. So I appreciate you guys, believe me. So don't think it's not, you guys are just doing it and nobody's appreciating it. Because for one, I can speak for myself. I definitely appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a minute, man. And a lot of people think, we do it for money or whatever. I ain't making no money. I'm fixing my first little YouTube check, and it ain't nothing to brag about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, it is what it is, man. I just do it because I love doing it. You know what I'm saying? And y'all keep us going.
There you go.
Yeah, You are a secret weapon though. After we saw what you packing in Houston, I was like, oh damn.
I
Yeah.
like staying under the cover. I like people looking at me as the non-threat, you know. So whenever I walk up and growing up in the hood, you know, that was something, you know, that helped you get over. And plus, you know, the gangbangers, you know, they recognize, you know, when somebody's, you know, oh, that's Poindexter. They gave me that name. So that's Poindexter. You know, leave him alone. You know, he's in the books, man. He ain't into all this gangbang. You better do good in school, man. So they would keep you on the track. You know, I didn't get jacked a couple times because I was Poindexter. You know, a
Oh,
couple
dope.
times. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, I was walking from school, junior high school. I never forget this, man. So I'm walking, and they had these underground tunnels you're supposed to go through, right, to get to the bus. So I was in a rush, so I didn't look both sides to make sure the Crips weren't there, you know, to jack people. So I ran underneath the tunnel, and all of a sudden, it's West Side Crip, and they start throwing everybody against the wall. Bam, bam, bam. Turn out your pockets, cuz. Turn out your pockets. I'm like, oh man. So I'm like sitting there, so I sat in there, and so this one homeboy was over there in the dark. I couldn't even see; it was so dark. He says, hey, that's my boy. That's my homeboy. That's Poindexter, man. That nigga smart. So what? He goes, yeah, that nigga smart. He goes, ask that nigga anything. So he goes, why the sky blue, man? I go, well, the sky is blue because of the refraction of the nitrogen molecules, which are 80% of the molecules in the atmosphere, breaks down the molecules to zero point 0.3 microns, which gets scattered in the sky, and then it gets put into your eye and interpreted by your brain as the color blue, because 0.3 microns is, you know, corresponding to the wavelength of the color blue. I said, see, I told you that nigga was smart. So I was like, come on, man. So I'm like, I'm trying to like build up. Yeah, Poindexter, man. Poindexter. So yeah, I claim that. That's real. I claim that. So, you know, so.
Your boy Coy, he said, no need to be shy, bro. You're already a YouTube legend superhero. You are, man.
That was just, hey, again,
I bet if you start a channel right now, you'll be at 100 before the weekend over.
No, I'm too shy, man. I like behind the scenes and staying under cover. So, you know, I appreciate it. Appreciate all the love, and that's just, you know, another thing. That medical training. I did that. Respiratory therapist. Did that for 20 years. Was an EMT, med tech in the Air Force, combat medic, and all that stuff. So that's just, you know, if you have those skills, you got to use them. You got to, you know. So that's what you do.
I love secret weapon. I'm telling you. He said the quintessential gray man.
There you go. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. I don't want to be below, you know. You don't want everybody knowing and flashing your weapons and all, you know. So, but if they come at you, then, you know, then you got to do what you do.
Yeah, man. So, everybody giving you your flowers right now. MHP,
well, I appreciate y'all.
Justice League.
I appreciate all y'all, man. Believe me, it's like,
yeah, man.
Because you guys, everybody is this community, man. It's just inspiring because you have so many people, and it just goes to show, you know, we're not monolithic. We're not a monolithic community. You know, we have all these people with all these talents and skills, and we're bringing it all together, and we can do anything. We put our mind to it. So, you know, I appreciate it. Definitely.
And that's what I love about being a Mason, man. You know, people think that, oh, you're a secret society, man. It ain't about that. We out here, you got people from all different walks of life that come together in a brotherhood, and we out here doing stuff for the community, you know, doing toy drives and feeding families at Thanksgiving and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, we fellowship with each other, we go to each other's weddings or, you know, birthday parties, whatever, man. It's all love, man.
That's it.
You know, so it's like we just build a network to help people.
And that's how you do it, man. Everybody's networking, working together. You know, I see you got the red, black, and the green. You know, that's another aspect of it. You know, I've been in that community doing all those things. So, you know, just showing, hey, we just got to find ways to get it done because we have to be our own self-help. And, you know, we have to help ourselves. We can't be looking for somebody else to come and help us. We can do it ourselves. So.
Yeah, my daughter's biracial. You know what I'm saying? But I'm actually like, I'm probably more militant than that. I'm pretty militant.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, people get surprised when I, you know, tell them some of my background. My dad we grew up in South Central LA. It was, you know, the Watts riots. I remember the Watts riots. I'm an old man. I remember the Watts riots. I remember them busting brothers and sisters up inside the head and the gunshots and everything burning. So I remember all that stuff. And my dad being part of organizations, they're trying to do the right thing in the community. And so I see that history, and I've, been through all this stuff. So, it's important that we, being militant's not a bad thing. People try to make you think, but, is trying to do what is right, what is just. So that's that call, just to correct those wrongs. So there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm convinced that if I would have been born back in the day, man, I would have been a Panther.
Hey, they were doing it. People don't know that history, and they're starting to learn it. You see this generation now, they're starting to see some of those things. And luckily we have, like they just had that film on that brother Fred Hampton in Chicago. That was a powerful brother, but a lot of people didn't know about him, growing up back in the day. Luckily I knew about him before, but that brother was bringing everybody together. He was bringing rural whites from Tennessee, Hispanics, black people together. And of course that was seen as dangerous. So, but it's just showing that people can work together. They just, have to be, see the importance of doing it.
Right, right. And I think that's a problem now. People don't want to work together, man. And so I think the government works overtime trying to keep us all divided.
Oh yeah.
So
because that's a position that keeps you in a position of weakness. If you're divided, that's a position of weakness. So, but it's inevitable. I believe the truth and justice is always going to prevail, even if it's takes a little bit longer. So I'm always optimistic. People working together. It's that divisiveness can't stand forever, and injustice can't stand forever. So I'm always willing to work with anybody, everybody, who's willing to work with me, and for doing what's right. So, and it's not that hard. We make it harder than it is, but don't get me started, because I'll talk forever on that stuff. But
oh man, I ain't got no problem with it, man. Yeah. What's up, A.O. Denny? Yeah, a lot of people, they think, I've had people tell me I was racist. I'm like, have you seen my daughter?
Yeah.
And I was like, I ain't racist, man. I don't tolerate mistreatment of people.
That's it. That's just doing what's right. If somebody's getting treated unjustly, you have the obligation to stand up against that, period, no matter what it is. So,
like, I don't have a problem with Hispanic people. One of my goddaughters is Hispanic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, at the same time, I don't mind you coming here, but do it right, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do it illegally. Do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on over. I have no problem with you being here. I live around, I can probably count 10 houses around me that are Hispanic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In San Antonio, we have, this is predominantly, Hispanic. So, because it used to be Mexico. So, you have to be able to deal with different people. And growing up, and even in LA, it's very diverse. So, my best friends growing up, once we moved out of South Central to, a little bit further north of South Central, it was mixed community. So, my best friends were Japanese, John and Paul Yamamoto. I had Edward, who was Hispanic. And, and they were everybody getting along. So, it could be done. But like you said, other entities try to do things that make it seem like we can't. So it's just treating people like they want to be treated. It's not hard. So
I think my biggest problem, especially with our people, with black people, man, a lot of us get brainwashed by the media, and we believe everything that's on the media, everything that's on Facebook, everything that's on IG.
That's it.
You can't believe all that mess, man.
That's it.
You can't get caught up in all that.
I was watching what was I watching last night? And he made the comment that once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. Once the scale, Dick Gregory, he said that quote about how, once, you have, you put the glasses on, what you see can't be unseen. So once you see the truth, it's hard to go back to saying, okay, everything's hunky-dory, everything's fine. It's like that statement, ignorance is bliss. It really is. It really is to be ignorant, because you don't have to worry about all this other stuff that's going on, injustice, unfairness. But once you see it, you're obligated. It almost forces you to take action, because you can't unsee it. So I think a lot of people, are starting to see, especially over the last year with COVID in Texas, with the lack of power and the infrastructure failings and people dying from that. They're seeing that this thing that's supposed to be stable is not that. So we have to be more dependent and self-reliant on ourselves and then our friends and family and community, because the government's not going to always be there for you. So it's just a call to action. So, which is a good
Right.
thing to be awake.
Right. Yeah, and I hate saying that I'm woke. Because I've been lately. I've seen a lot of people that were so-called woke.
Yeah.
That were acting like they were still dead asleep
Oh, yeah.
because of the way that they want to be a leader in our community, but they're not acting like a leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're acting like
Yeah.
a bottom feeder. But back in the day when I was game banging, my partner used to call it bootlicking.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah, I've heard that term. It's bootlicking, Uncle Tomming, it's a lot of other terms that they throw out there. But there are people out there who are for that, and once you identify those people, hey, that's you. You do you over there. For me, I can't be that way. Even as a kid, my dad would take me to see Disney movies. I remember one time he took me to Grumman Chinese Theater to see the movie The Jungle Book. And I hated that movie because it was portraying people of color negatively. And I'm sitting there looking at this. I'm 7 years old looking at this. My dad's like looking at me. He's like, "You don't like this movie, do you?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, I don't like the way that they have him acting, and then they have this person who looks like a black person acting like this." He goes, "Let's go. I'm not going to ever bring you to movies like that." So I've always had kind of a sensitivity to that. It's just, I don't like seeing people treated and portrayed unjustly, because a lot of that is reflected on us in the media. You see that negative portrayal of us. So I've never been, for that. Even when I was in the Air Force, they say, "Sergeant Boyd, unless you do this, you're going to get in trouble." I'm like, well, I'm just going to get in trouble, and I'm going to be, but I can't go for what's not right, for what's not just. So I understand. Yeah, I'm not for that, that type of behavior. So it's just, everybody has to make their bed and lay in it. So
Right. I gotta say what's up to Marshall. What's up, brother? Defense Dad. What's up, brother? How y'all doing? Welcome to the stream. And it's look what Ben Shooten said. He said the new term is coonologist.
Look at the coons. Yeah,
You know what I'm
coonologist. It's a thing. That's a historical thing, and some people, they just that's the lot that they choose. But to me, that's a sad place to be. It's just I just I can't do it. Just not built that way. So
I think a lot of my problem with stuff is like, if you do something that all the rest of the black folks ain't doing, automatically you're a coon or you're a sellout, you're Uncle Tom.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not about that. It's about not being brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? And not just following along with everything. Do your own research and see what's you know what I'm saying, what's really going on out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody was quick to vote for dude to try and get the other dude out.
Yeah.
And they want to call the other dude racist. But the dude that you voted for has 48-year history of being racist and treating us like crap. But that's what you want in office. I didn't vote for neither one of the jerks.
Yeah.
But
like
like
they say, to me, it's like, if you have this two-party system, you look at historically, like you said, you have this one, it's a so-called left-leaning, which, what does that mean? One so-called right-leaning. None of them have really worked for people who look like me ever. So it's like, okay, so, and I try to stay out of politics. I understand it's a necessary evil, but we have to question, like you said, we have to do our research and be critical thinkers. And that's the important thing, being a critical thinker and evaluating your decisions and how they're going to benefit you and the people around you. And if it's not working for you and you continue to do it, then that's an illogical decision to me. So
right. It's a lot of the stuff that I told people was going to happen when this election was over.
Yeah.
It's happening, and they're starting to see it. They're starting to wake up and like, oh damn, you was right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I told you. You know what I'm saying? I told you it's coming.
Yeah. It's sometimes it takes, like my dad used to say, a hard head makes a soft behind. Sometimes you have to bust that butt in order to learn, which is sad. Sometimes people just don't want to listen. So, you got to let them go through it and try to set that example, or try to, like you said, continue to give them information, and hopefully at some point, they're willing to accept it. So
what cracks me out is a lot of everything that happens, they try and make it a race thing.
yeah,
They make everything a race thing.
yeah.
And they just do that to try and keep us divided, man. That's
Yeah,
all
because
it
it's
is,
easy.
man.
It's easy. If I'm this and you're that, then that's automatically a divisive point and it keeps us separated. If you live here and have this socioeconomic status and I have this, that keeps you divided. But it's all artificial. It's,
Yeah.
So when the aliens come down to take over the world, they're not going to be saying, all y'all are different. They're going to be saying, hey, we're taking this over, and boom, So yeah, it's all it's all a ruse. It's all, designed
Yeah.
to keep people divided because it's easy to control people.
Yeah, man. It's they've always designed a system to control us. So when they invented, the housing assistance and welfare and all that, yeah, they let it be known, well, if you're a black woman, when you got children, whatever, you don't work, you can get this assistance. We'll help you. Yeah. But if you get married or you have a boyfriend, you have a man in your house, you're done.
And this is back to the late 40s. And I tell people, I give them information. So like when the generational wealth gap started, that wasn't an accident. That was the federal government putting things in place to allow one group of people to go out and get low cost loans to buy houses, build housing, and put them in areas that, generated wealth over time and intentionally kept another group out there. It's on paper. It's documented. So it's not an accident that economically, we have this huge wealth gap, which would take, I think they said, even if everything was equal right now, would take another 200 to 250 years for us to close that. That affects people. That affects people's livelihoods, your family's wealth, your family's wealth. So, and it's not accidental. So we have to acknowledge that, address that, and then, try to make ways to repair that. I know people don't like that word, but, you have to address injustices. You can't just let it stay out there. You have to, at least for me, I feel that has to be rectified, or at least acknowledged. And that's why there are so many problems, because people don't want to acknowledge it. And that's the thing. Right. So that's why I try to just give people information, show them, where it is. I didn't write any of this stuff down. I didn't put it down. This is, on their records. So now how you react to it after that is on you. So I've always liked learning and information sharing, and that's always something I've liked. So I think once you have the information, then it's up on that person to do with it what they will. So
right. Yeah. So I mean, I that's why I try and really get away from the politics if I can.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, it is, because it affects you. It affects everybody. Everything we do, say, eat, drink, it affects. It's hard to be apolitical in a country that every political decision has a direct impact on you and yours. And it's hard to, and I understand in this forum is not conducive towards that, but you can't say that you can't do that maybe in another form. And in your thought processes, voting with your dollars, if somebody's treating you poorly, why are you going to continue to pay them to treat you poorly? So that's one of the biggest things I do, is vote with my dollars. If I don't like the way somebody's treating me, I'm not going to pay you to mistreat me. Some people are into that. I'm not into that. So I'm not going to pay you to vote with your dollars. Just be aware, and alert.
Right.
And so.
Right. What's up, Big Zach? I see you in here, fam. I think a lot of the problem, black people always try and blame white people for them not being able to grow businesses, this and that. I mean, I know a lot of successful black people out here with businesses. Yeah. But the problem is we don't support our own community.
Well,
every time we go into it, like for example, this brother came in my shop from Memphis the other day. Mm-hmm. They were looking to buy a firearm. First thing out of his mouth, man, come on, man, what kind of price break can you give? I'm like, dude, if you went into the shop and you was talking, if I wouldn't have been here and one of these white people in here would have been helping you, you wouldn't have asked for no discount.
Yeah, you have to understand that when you say vote with your dollars, give that dollar to that brother just like you would give it to somebody else in another community, because they're having to work probably twice as hard just to get that, just to be able to maintain a certain level of economic equality. So, we can't. That's why I like to support. I was going to go out and buy a new firearm. Like for example, I was going to go out and buy that new Galil. I'm like, okay, why am I going to go out and spend $1,800 for that when they have this new company, Sev2, that's coming up? Why am I not spending my dollars there? So I'm intentionally, thoughtfully saying, hey, I'm going to take those dollars, and even if I have to wait, I'm going to go ahead and wait. So I'm going to vote with my dollars. I'm going to support this company with these brothers because I see that they're trying to build something. So you don't have to give all your dollars, but at least spend some of it, spend a part of it, to try to build those and work with those companies and businesses that are trying to do things to help, people that look like us. So, it has to be,
Right.
but it has to be, it's a process. Everybody has to, work from where they are and just try to do a little bit, but before you know it, you've come a long way. So we just have to be conscious about that and understand, it's not going to happen overnight. We didn't get here overnight. So
Man, I found myself, and before I go any further, Miss Brenda Foster, salute, welcome. Good to have you in here. I've gotten to where I try and spend a lot of my money. I try and avoid big industry. I try and spend with local businesses, black and brown businesses, just mom and pop shops. I don't care. I don't want to. I really don't. If I can avoid going to one of the big chain stores, I will go local and get it.
Yeah.
And keep my
and
money
that
in the
makes a
community.
difference. And that makes a difference because if you don't finance that, the big banks aren't going to finance it. And I know in San Antonio on the east side, one of the biggest banks in San Antonio is Frost Bank. There are no Frost Bank branches on that side of town, and all the monies that people put in that bank don't get reinvested back on the east side where the brothers and sisters live. So I think they said the average dollar stays in the black community for 5 minutes. So as soon as you put it in the bank, that dollar's boom, it's already gone out of the community, and they're investing on whatever side of town in your town is, built up. So that's why we look and say, why is our part of town? Well, one, it starts with banks. That's why I appreciate what the brother Killer Mike is doing down in Atlanta. He's trying to take that structure and make it toward a business that reinvest in the communities where we stay at. But that's a hard fight to go. People don't sometimes see the importance of that, but we have to start somewhere. We have to start investing in businesses and industries that are trying to benefit us. But it's a process. So
Yeah, we only have the only black-owned bank I know of here in Nashville is Citizens Bank.
Yeah.
And then Killer Mike just helped start Greenwood Bank.
Yeah.
And so that's I've tried. I'm waiting on Greenwood to get open when they start inviting people to open up their accounts.
Exactly.
I'm on the list.
Yeah.
And then, but other than that, man, we really don't have any banks around here for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't be going to Atlanta every time I want to use the bank.
There you go. There you go. They'll get there. They'll get there. They'll get there. And then AO's right. Some black folks are shocked to see black folks with legal guns. It's like, and I know in my family, I look back in my family history and all my uncles, fathers, brothers, all the way back as far as I can go. I think I've traced it back to early 1800s, as far back as I've gotten. But every one of them have served in the military, had firearms, and this, that, and the other. So we have a history of that, but a lot of times it's been taken away or not acknowledged that, hey, we've been doing this. We've been doing a lot of stuff that's not annotated or not acknowledged. So firearms is just another part of that. Just like my dad, when I was 13 years old, I was already qualified with the 45 and the M14, growing up on Camp Pendleton Marine Corps Base. So that's history.
Yeah, that's something that we got to teach our kids, man. And that's why I'm starting to get my daughter into it.
Yeah, you got to do it. Got to pass that history along.
Right. What's up, Big Zach?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's up, brother?
Good to see you awake, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm up.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Got them M&Ms.
No, I sure do. Keep with me all the time now.
Hey, I've got him in my pack too. So hey, we're all good.
But no, it's just I came in on the tail end of your conversation, So when I think about this is a real good conversation. I think about, I don't know, I guess the things that we don't have as Black people.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that we don't have is that we don't have a real sense of community.
Yeah.
If you look at every other I guess group in this country, they all seem to have some sort of sense of community.
Yeah.
Now, why at one point in time we did, we were more successful during Jim Crow and other times like that than we are now. And just to be want to be honest, integration killed us. That's what killed us. We were all
Facts.
following after Martin Luther King when we should have been listening to Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
But people don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's no disrespect to any of our, Caucasian counterparts or brothers and sisters or allies or whatever you want to call them. But that was the biggest mistake that we made in our community. We decided that the white man's ice was colder than ours.
Well, it's not colder.
We had our own
It's
bus
what-
companies, we had our own cab companies. As soon as they said that we can get on their bus, we don't want to be on our bus anymore. We want to be on their bus. We want to be in their cabs. And why that happened, I don't get it and I don't understand. But that's the thing that we need to do. And I know it's early on for us because we're only like 50 years that we've been total full citizens in this country, something like that, a little more than 50 years.
Yeah.
And once we understand and can have a sense of community again and build like we did before when we had even more oppression, then we'll be able to come back around and the dollar won't stay for 5 minutes. It may stay in our neighborhood for 10,
circulate.
15 days. Right.
And I think they said each community, like in the Hispanic community, it circulates like
Tomahawk,
18 times. In the Asia community, it circulates like something like 28 times. In the white community,
Right.
it's somewhere in between there. Us, it's like boom and gone.
That's because we don't have a sense of community and we don't own anything.
Yeah.
And then in this country, when we tried to have that, they killed us.
They took it over.
They bombed us.
They took it
right.
Yeah.
They burned things down. They ran highways through our communities.
Yeah.
All different type of things. It's a systemic thing. And when you start thinking about it, that's why people don't like talking about that. Especially when I talk to different, Caucasian folks or whatever. They never want to talk about it. I don't know if they feel guilty or what. I don't have a clue.
I think a lot of it is that because it kind of holds a light up to, well, you mean that it's not just because I'm me that this is like this, or because it's like the game was rigged. No, I did this on my own. No,
right.
There was a systemic thing that was put in place, redlining, all the other things, miseducation, yada yada yada. All these things were in place, which allowed this to be the current state. And if you are a student of history, it's not hard to follow the trail at all.
No,
as an 8-year-old kid, I could see on one side of I-10, it was one way. On the other side of I-10, it was another way. And I'd ask my dad, why is that at 8 years old? Why is it like this on this side? He told me straight up because boom, boom, boom. And he told me to go get a book, read read the autobiography of Malcolm X. I remember reading that as a kid, doing all this stuff. So it started, turning the wheels, and also made me a critical thinker as to, okay, things aren't the way they are by accident.
No, they're not. The system is working exactly the way it was designed to work. People think, the system is broken. No, the system is not broken. The system is running like a pocket. It's running fine.
It's working fine. So
we need to find a way to break the system. That's why I said I don't fuck with any political party at all, because they're not doing anything. Everybody was all this scare you because Trump this, Trump that, Trump this. Put Joe Biden in office, and what's he doing? Not a damn thing. Yeah. See, and my biggest indicator with him was, and no disrespect to any Asian people who are watching or anything, but Asian people started catching hell for about 1.5 years because of the whole, pandemic thing. And he went and passed a law specifically for them. We've been catching hell in this country for 400 years or better, and nobody wants to pass a damn law. Now that's just the truth. History backs me up. If everybody want to get upset or whatever, history backs up what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
So and that's why I don't mess with any political party at all, because they're all full of shit. Just to be frank.
Facts.
It's funny because if you go back in history, growing up, I always voted Democrat up until I started actually opening my eyes and watching what's going on and started looking at history. We helped build a Republican Party. And then they're the ones that was trying to get us free. The ones that all the black people vote for now are the ones that want us to stay slaves. And they built a system basically to enslave us without making us slaves. You know what I'm saying? By the definition of the word.
Yeah.
So
See, well, that's why
when
you
you
have
look at
you have to look at that too, because you have to put that in context. See, what ends up happening is, and this is the thing, you want to look if you look at it from a Republican and a Democrat sort of thing. The Republicans are basically just blatant with what it is that they do, because there was a thing called the Southern Strategy when there was a flip from Democrats to Republicans, because
Yep.
Martin Luther King was a Republican. Most people don't know
Yup.
that.
Most people
They,
don't know that.
and they supported the Republican Party, but that shifted because the Republican Party shifted and the Democratic Party shifted. There was a shift. I don't remember exactly when it was, but when they decided
When
they were going to do the Southern Strategy, and they decided that they were going to start, they weren't going to call us niggas anymore. They were going to start calling us other things and use different terminology in order to describe us. Because there's these guys caught on tape saying this stuff. We were like big political guys. But we're not
Yeah.
going to call them that anymore. But we'll call them welfare queens, or we'll call them some other stuff like that. So there was a switch, but the dupe is that it's basically the same bird, just with different wings, and
Yeah.
neither one of them are gonna do a damn thing. If you are a Black American in this country, and I'm just gonna say it, the political parties don't give a shit about you. They care about you when you come time they want your vote. That's when they care. After they get your vote, they screw you over and over and over again. And that's just the truth about America. Anybody can be mad if they want. History backs up what I'm saying. All you gotta do is go do some research. Now, don't watch Fox News, don't watch MSNBC, don't watch CNN, don't watch OAN, don't watch Newsmax, none of that bullshit. Go read and learn exactly what's going on in this country, and you'll understand why things are the way that they are.
Facts.
So my man don't even live in this country. He live in Brazil. Look what he just said. I just put it up on the screen.
Careful with Biden and Kamala. I ain't careful with them. I can't stand either one of them. I got friends who are still in jail because of Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris was putting folks in jail up in
In
California
Cali.
like it
Yep.
was wholesale. So I got no respect for either one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. The thing
Well,
with the
people-
left wing, they try to treat, us as children. Oh, let's take care of them, yada yada yada. Whereas the right wing typically says, "Hey, we're gonna take care of them," in that way.
Right.
So, but it's both, detrimental to our well-being. It's not making us self-sufficient. It's not empowering us. It's like we're these people who can't. Hey, we like you said in the 50s, we had more doctors, hospitals,
Yep.
dentists. We had ours. We understood that we weren't going to be taken care of by these others, so we looked upon ourselves to take care of it. My grandfather, they had land, they had this, that, and the other, but like you said, we went for the okey doke and said, hey, this water's colder, this ice is colder, this is better. Hey, let's all get along, kumbaya, but not understanding that we had economic power at that time and we let that
Right.
go. And Dr. King and a lot of other people saw that. And they started saying, hey, civil rights is okay. It's okay. It's easy to be civil. Civil is like no effort to me. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Civil is a low bar. But when he started talking about economic rights, that's when it was
when they
like,
killed him. That's when they
no,
killed
no,
him, because
no, you
everybody
can't
talks
have that.
about the speech, the I Have a Dream speech. That's not why he got killed. He got killed for
That's
that when he was doing, I forget where it was. They were doing the guys were
in
going on
Memphis,
strike. Right, in
the
Memphis.
trash
And he started,
workers,
right, he started talking
garbage
about
workers.
what's up with the money. That's when he started talking about, listen, I believe I led my people into a burning house.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
people
We'll
need
let
to
you eat in our
go read that
restaurant.
speech.
Yeah, we'll let you eat our restaurant because you're paying us. We'll let you come in the back door and eat our, give you, bad service. But you're talking about sharing the pot?
Oh yeah, no, you can't have no money. No money.
We're not going that route. We're not going that route.
And that's what it always boils down to. Because I love the
yeah.
way that our First Nations brothers and sisters, how they get them casinos and stuff. We
Yeah.
Black folks need to get some casinos. We need to get some land. 'Cause I want my 40 acres and my mule
That's what I'm talking about.
that we got promised, and they took it away from us.
Yeah.
And then when you go back in history, the slave owners, they paid them because they were losing money because they was quote unquote setting us free.
and
What type
people
of
don't
bullshit
realize
is that?
they got reparations
Right,
for losing their slaves.
right.
And we didn't get
And we can't
reparations
get
for
nothing.
being slaves. We didn't get
Right.
So how messed up is that, man? Seriously?
I want to give a
Because we
shout
would
out to
never-
my boys real quick. Skillionaire, Tactical Skillionaire. Y'all go
Skillionaire.
subscribe, support them. Gershon Tactics. My man, Everyday Shooter. All of them just rolled up in here. What's up, y'all?
Yeah. So
But yeah, man, this
yeah.
we live in a crazy world, man, and it's sad because they don't teach real history in schools anymore.
They don't.
They teach this
No.
watered down bullshit, and so our
Yep.
kids don't know any of this stuff unless we teach them. And then you've got these kids growing up. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. I'll be ready to hit some of these teenagers in the throat.
In the throat.
I'm ready to hit them in the
Yeah.
throat, man.
That's
I'm
serious,
like, boy, man, they so damn disrespectful and don't
Yeah.
want to hear nothing, man.
Yeah.
If they didn't see it on IG or Facebook, they don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
man, we got to get away from that, man.
Yeah.
that's
Well, in
why-
Texas, they're changing the laws. They're changing the law, so you can't teach that kind of stuff.
Yes.
The governor is changing the darn law. You can't teach the truth. Basically, is what they're saying. You can't. We
Come
don't
on,
want
Mr.
that in
Will.
here. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
when I heard about that they were doing it, I was like, that's ridiculous. But then you have to look at it. As I'm a parent, I have a young son. It's up to me to let him know exactly where he is, to let him know
That's
what
what
the
my dad
history of
did.
this country is, and let
Yes,
him
sir.
understand what he is facing, because they try to make it seem like, oh, everything is sweet. No, it's not.
Yeah.
The United States, this country is very tribal, and it's something I teach him. Maybe I'm wrong, and I don't think I am though. Is that you're not part of their tribe?
Nah,
People get
man.
upset about that, but it's the truth. You have to be aware of that, because it's just the truth, and it's the truth that I wish I didn't have to live out, but it just sort of is what it is.
It's a fact. And the type of racism in America, the brother from Brazil is pointing it out. White supremacy racism is unique. It's
Yes,
the
it
only
is.
type of racism that's based strictly on the fact that if you are a white, the lowest white person is better than any black person, period. It's based on that. And they put systems in place to continually enforce that and reiterate that over and over and over again. Until we address that fact and the effects of that, it's hard to get to where we need to go, because people don't want to say that, hey, this was built on, this reality. But it says it right in the paper. We weren't even fully, we were 3/5 of a person. That says in their
Right.
documentation.
Yeah.
We
Right.
weren't even human. It says in your, value document. So, and then you talk about other things that are all documented, not by us, but by the people who are opposing what we're trying to write right now. So, we have to accept where we came from as a country. I talk to my son and my daughters all the time. Hey, as a woman, the United States is probably one of the best places you can be, just because of the fact that, you go a lot of other places in the world, women are treated worse, but it doesn't belay the fact that this is not a perfect place. And that's why I served in the military, because I wanted to, hey, make this place a better place than it is now. My ancestors, my uncles and stuff fought not for the way it is now, but the dream of America, to make it really live up to those words that they put on paper. So that's my thing. You guys have an obligation to make this a place.
The ideal of America is great. It's just that
It's
we don't
great.
live up to that ideal.
We don't
I
live
mean,
at
I
all.
grew up in New York City. So from the
Yeah.
time I was in grade school, all I heard about was the Statue of Liberty and the Great Melting Pot and the Pledge of Allegiance we had to say every day. And sometime in my life, I bought into that because you kept saying it over and over and over again. So I do believe in the ideal of America.
Yeah.
I believe, but I understand that the way that they taught us, the older I get, the more I know that what they taught us was a bunch of bullshit.
It's not living up to that ideal.
Right.
So now it's our obligation to say, hold them accountable and say, okay, these are your words, these are your ideals. Let's do it.
That's right.
Let's do it.
And until we start making people, we as a people have the ability to affect a lot of change by voting. But if you don't vote, you can't really do anything. I hear people out here all the time complaining, well, I wish this would have happened, that would have happened, that blah, 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 blah. Did you vote? No, I didn't vote. Well, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
True.
You didn't vote to help do nothing.
We are the richest, poorest kid on the block. That's what we are, the black community. But we have trillions of dollars in our own economy. If we could just somehow, and that's what I would love to see that before I leave here. But if I don't, if we could just somehow figure out how to become a community again, like we did back when we had real oppression, when they would come in your house and rape your wife and all type of crazy stuff. If we could figure out how to bring that sense of community back, I mean, it would be wonderful, because you can't come to my house now when you're raping my wife, because I'm going to shoot you and your mans before you even get to the front door.
Ayo Daddy put it up there. He said the 2A piece is the first piece, the first step, and to me, a vital piece in that. We can get together on that, be able to defend ourselves and build on that and show, hey, we can come together on something. What else can we come together on? So
And
that, to
that's
me,
why and
that's a
that's
vital
why
piece.
and that's why they don't want us to do it, because that's the thing. If you look at any society that had a breakdown, you look at the Jews, the first thing they started doing is taking away their means to protect themselves and things
Yeah,
like that, or what happened in Germany. And as soon
yeah,
as a country starts doing it, happened in other countries too, but as soon
yeah.
as a country starts doing that, a disarmed citizenry is a
Yeah.
controllable citizenry.
The
That's
Japanese
why,
did the same thing. They did the thing where they
right.
had sword hunts, came out, gathered up all the swords. So then once you didn't have any way to defend yourself, what do? Mr.
Right.
Wilt, what's up?
What's up, Mr. Wilk?
So, Mr.
Hey,
Will,
how y'all doing? Hey, how you
Good,
doing?
brother.
Good, brother.
So I'm glad y'all are having this conversation, and a lot of people are missing out right now. Um, but I just want to throw in my perspective, because I don't know if everybody knows this, but I'm from the Bahamas originally. I moved to the
Wow.
U.S. when I was around 14. So my background, I
Come
never
in
really
here, AO.
like what we were talking about with the brainwashing and everything, and how the community is so set in one way, and where I came from, it's mostly black. Like, so it's not really a kind of issue there, you know. So coming here, I wasn't expecting what I got when I came here, but I'm glad you're talking the way you are, because that's how I always felt too. And I felt like I couldn't voice my opinion because I'd be called a coon or something like that. So I'm glad a lot of people are realizing their rights right now too, and that's what I was saying about the 2A community, how it's growing right now. I'm glad this is happening because more people are starting to realize what's going on in the big picture.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's facts. I think we
I agree.
lost him. If you can come back in, brother, you're more than welcome to come back in. And that's
yeah.
he said a lot of big facts right there, but I don't know, man.
Well,
I
I
think
felt it.
we as a people,
That's the reason why I started a company to teach people how to shoot pistols. And it pissed me off because I offered the lowest price. And then when you try to get with your own folk, you try to get with them, they didn't want to come. And that's why the thing is, it's that sense of community that we don't have. We need to
Yeah,
figure out how to get that back when we realize that we're all together. Because what they did was they broke us up in many different ways. But one thing is, you give a few people a little bit of something, so they feel that they're better than others.
yeah,
And then
that's
you
facts.
start you break down that community because like I got a little bit more than him, he's got a little bit more than me. So you create sort of a divide. What we need to understand is that if one of us has, it should be like we all have. You have to be able to
Facts.
do
There you
that
go.
because other communities do that. Chinese folk do it. They have their own banks. If you look at that, I don't know if you guys know about the Hasidic Jews. They have these special banks that they have in
Yeah,
Brooklyn where they don't even gotta go to a bank. They have these things. I know because I investigate bank fraud, so I've seen all types of this stuff. Where they'll have their own banks, where they only
yeah,
bank with each other. It's not even a federal charter bank or anything. But this is within their community, and they get stuff done. They have their own schools and things like that. That's what we need. But we've been
yeah,
duped into thinking that no, we don't need that. We need to be with everybody else. We put the cart before the horse. That's what we
yeah,
did, and we should have did it in reverse. And maybe it's
yeah.
too late now, but some kind of way we have to fix that. And people don't like talking about it. People don't want to hear it. I see some of my white brothers and sisters get offended. Don't be
Yeah.
offended. If you know I'm right and you can read and you can learn history, help me. Be my ally. Be an
There you
accomplice. I
go.
want more than just an ally. Be an
exactly.
accomplice.
There you go. John
And let's
P.
make
Exactly.
John
this happen.
Brown. Yeah, John
Right.
Brown. Help me.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And
You know.
that's something, man. A lot of white people are afraid to speak out because they're afraid that everybody's going to turn against them for speaking out. And my buddy, I know y'all seen him in my videos, Scotty Two T's.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Man, he would talk so bad to somebody for saying anything negative about black people.
Yeah.
And he's one of the whitest white people I know. But this man, he takes his family to a black church. You know what I'm saying? And if you've got a racist hair on your body, period, he won't have nothing to do with you, man.
Yeah.
He ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say.
Yeah.
And he can probably sit down and go through black history, and he probably knows more about black history than the average black man or woman or child walking right now.
So
See, and you wanna but that's how it should be, because the one thing that I think some of our Caucasian brothers and sisters don't understand is that they're being shortchanged too, because they're
Exactly.
not hearing about the great things and the people that they know and they may love, and
Exactly.
the accomplishments that our people have done and the way we help build this country. Matter of fact, the way we
Yeah.
built this country, because without us, we wouldn't even have a strong economy. And they're being duped too, just like they're getting shortchanged.
Let me
So
tell you this.
until they wake up too and realize it, that'll help too. They can wake up and they can realize that also.
I had this one coworker. She just retired. I work at a major hospital here in San Antonio. Right. So she was like offloading some of her applications. I was taking over those applications, yada, yada, yada. So at first she was like real hesitant, like she would like explain stuff. And I would like it's like, I got this. So after a while, she was like, you're really, really, you got really know your stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know my stuff. So when she was getting ready to leave, she took me aside. She was like, I feel really, really sad right now because one, this is the first time I've ever worked with a black person in my 40 years working with this company. The first time. And I know I'm not the brightest brother in the world. It's not to say I'm this big bad, but to me that's like just like an indication that they are missing out. They don't understand that
Right.
there's a lot of bright brothers and sisters out there who never get the opportunity. It's not because we can't. It's because we weren't either lucky or didn't get that opportunity. And usually when we're in those positions, we have to work 4, 5, 10 times as hard as anybody else just to get our foot in the door. And so they are losing out because they don't get to see, and get interacting, get to learn about, this is not anything new. Historically, we've been great,
That's right.
So
do you feel like affirmative action was a good thing? Because I got a job one time because of affirmative action.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I felt guilty about the job because one, it was working for a place dealing with making concrete manholes, and I was gonna be in the QC department. Mind you, I had never even seen concrete being mixed up, but I got the job, and the guy that was competing with me for the job was a white guy who had been doing this for 30 years.
How did
they gave me the job, and I was 18 years old, fresh out of high school. At the time, I didn't think nothing about it, and then the more I started, learning about affirmative action and stuff like that, because they didn't teach us that stuff in high school.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So the more I started learning about it, and I start hearing whispers around the company, like, oh, they mad because you got this job, and dude did this and that, what. I was like, oh, okay, I see what this is. So basically, you just gave me the job because I was black, and you had to fill your quota. And I'd rather get a job based on my true skill set, not based off of my skin color.
I agree.
I understand that, but when I look at affirmative action is just a joke also, because the single person or demographic in this country that benefits from affirmative action are white women.
White women,
not black people. Affirmative action is a joke.
They check 2 boxes. They check 2 boxes. Yeah.
Affirmative action is a joke. I mean, you were lucky enough to get you a job because of it, but we don't benefit from that. All that stuff that they put out there it's a game that they play with us. So we think we're getting something. So when voting time comes around, like, oh yeah, we're gonna go vote for them because they threw us a bone. I'm tired of the bone, damn it. I want the whole fucking steak.
I don't always want the whole steak.
That's right.
That's right.
Mess around. I want the whole side of the beef. And that's the thing. They've been throwing us bones forever. At what point do we as a people stand up as a community and say, yo, we're not giving you our vote, we're not giving you nothing until you give us what it is that we're owed or that we earned? More so than owed, what we earned, and that you need to give.
And that's the thing, when you hear people talk about go back to Africa, this, that, and the other, I'm like, excuse me, but my ancestors, everybody who are in this nation, we put sweat equity, blood equity into this country. We built just everything east of the Mississippi. Just give us that, because we basically cut all the forests, built all the stuff. We did all that for free. So if you want to talk about people who contributed to the growth of this country historically, if you want to start counting up and counting beans and this, that, and the other, you're not ready to pay that bill.
And honestly, for some reason, I don't have anything against Africa, but we always try to run back to Africa. I ain't from Africa. I'm from Hollis, Queens. What the fuck I know about Africa? I don't know nothing about Africa. I am an American who happens to be black or a black American.
Yeah.
My history for me started here in this country and for my family. And when I look back at it, I don't got no records of nobody coming over, no boats, no ships, nothing like that. That's why I say I tell my son that
I do.
I'm from Hollis, Queens.
You do?
See, you do.
Yeah.
See, but
My
I don't.
great grandfather.
I couldn't get
Yeah,
that
see-
back far that far
Yeah,
back.
I can't go that far back. So I'm from Hollis, Queens, man. My pops is from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Man,
So
my
I mean, when
family
I look at
tree.
it, like I'm not trying to run back to Africa. No disrespect to people who love Africa and all that, but I am a black American. That's what I am. My folk, the blood, sweat, and tears that built this country and this economy, those are my people. This is my country. That's how I look
There you
at
go.
it. Can't nobody tell me to leave and get out and go anywhere. Because if that's the case, listen, I got an AR-15 just like you. Matter of fact, I got 10 of them, and I got pistols
wow.
and stuff just like you do.
What up?
So that's
What's
why
up, big
nah,
son?
it's that's
What's
the
up?
type of stuff that you have to go through in this country because you need to.
Wow.
I'm not trying to run back to Africa. I'm not running back to Africa. That's not happening. I live here, and this is where I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, my great grandfather was brought over on a ship. And
Yeah.
if you go back and look at our family tree on like ancestry.com, we got a couple of family members that keep up with everything.
Mhm.
Our family tree has 1,800 branches on it.
Yeah.
And we can go all the way back to, I think they can go all the way back to the early 1800s.
That's what I got back to. Early 1800s, North Carolina,
1700s,
South
something
Carolina.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
same here. When I go back and look at ancestry.com, that's as far back as I can get.
Yeah.
It's
And
back
then I
to
have
North Carolina.
one in Haiti. I do have a hit in Haiti. And then, so I'm
Man,
not
what up with
100%.
y'all, man?
What's up?
What's
What's
up,
up, man?
Sean?
What up?
what's up with you, brother?
Man, y'all dropping some jewels in here, man.
Yeah, man. That's what you're supposed to do, man. Drop some jewels, man. It ain't gotta always be, you know what I'm saying, some fun talk. Sometimes you gotta get real.
Man, hey, yeah, I wanted to come in, bro, because man, Black Poindexter, he should know, bro. I done talked to him.
Yeah, we
bro.
chopped it up, man. We
He
chopped
know
it up.
how, hey, he know how I get down, man.
We
You know
chopped it
what
up,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yes, sir.
And you know, a lot of times, bro, we as dark skinned people, you know, colored people, however you want to put it, we be saying stuff, but we don't necessarily understand what we be saying. Like, for instance, we have always wanted, it's always been in us to want to do better. But look at some of the situations like Rosewood, you know, Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know, places in Georgia, Mississippi that's got wiped off the map. You know what I mean? For us trying to better ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, it's no group of people, when you go back into history, bro, nobody in America could name another group of people who have marched and cried and protested the way we protested just to be treated as humans, bro.
Facts.
You know
That's
what
right.
I'm saying? We say all the time, you know, we come from slavery, but like I told Black Poindexter when we met up at Dave and Buster's, bro, everything we talk about been right there in the Bible, bro, the whole time. And I know a lot of people not gonna agree with me or they gonna think I'm crazy, but bro, all you gotta do is read Deuteronomy 28 and verse 6 to 8. It said that the Israelites was gonna be put on a slave ship, and they was gonna be taken into Egypt again with ships. But there's no history of us ever going into Egypt on a slave ship. But when you precept that with Exodus 20 and 2, Egypt is a physical place, but it's also a term for bondage. We the only group of people who were ever put on a slave ship and taken into bondage. Now, you might have some people that'll try to get slick and say, oh, well, the Irish, they were enslaved. No, they wasn't. They was indentured servants.
Servants, yeah.
Totally
So after a
different.
certain amount of years, they could earn their freedom back. No group of people was treated like us, bro. Hung from trees, beat, kids used as gator bait. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the things that we, you know, when the Constitution was made, it wasn't made with us in mind. You know what I'm saying? Because you already had Native American Indians over here and Mexicans over here in this land. You got Los Angeles. You got Mississippi, which is a Native American Indian name. You got Texas, which was owned by Mexicans. They took all that land, bro. And it's crazy, you know, not trying to be funny, but it's just crazy how people oppress the hell out of you, bro. You could have your own land, people come in, take it by force, and then when they get everything structured the way they want it, they say, oh, now y'all need to be civilized.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
Y'all the
Facts.
animals, bro. Like, bro, think about that. Just think about that, bro.
Yeah, that's
We've been
crazy.
hung, beat, lynched, and then people be like, "Oh, well, that happened to everybody." Well, if it happened to everybody, why they have no white 12 years of slave movies? Why they have no white? Why they have no white Django movies about white? Like,
Oh
bro, this is
man.
our history. This is our reality. We gotta live this shit and we gotta embrace. I tell people all the time, they say, "Oh, well, I'm an African American," and I just ask them because I like to make people think. I say, "Okay, you're an African American, right?" They say, "Yeah." I say, "Well, ask me this. Answer me this. Where was America named after? Who was it named after?" Most black people say, "I don't know."
I
I
know.
say,
I
"Well,
know
did
too.
you know America
Italian.
was named after a cartographer, a Spanish man named Amerigo
Amerigo
Vespucci,
That's
which is a
right.
white man?" And I
Yep.
say, "Well, who was Africa named after?" Because a lot of times black people be hollering, "Well, it was Kemet and it was this." Okay, well, if it was all these other names, how did it become Africa? It was colonized by a white man, a Roman general. Scipios Leos Africanus. That's history. You can't erase that. So when you call yourself an African American, them two white people name put together,
Mm.
what does that have to do with you, brother? You know what I mean? Or if you say you black, that's a color. You know what I mean? So everything, bro. And I don't want to harp on it too much because I know everybody got their own opinion. But bro, if you really research that Bible and go into it, what you'll come to realize, bro, the same thing that blacks, and when I say blacks, I'm speaking generally about so-called African Americans, Native American Indians, Haitians, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans. All of us are the 12 tribes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because look at Haiti in the Dominican Republic. If you look at Haiti in the Dominican Republic, those people were brought to that island on slave ships. If you look at Jamaicans, they got to that part of the world where they at through slavery. So-called African Americans, they got to where they were through slavery. A
Even
lot of people,
Mexico.
even Mexico, you know what I'm saying? Because think about it, bro. A lot of
Facts.
people don't know that although the Native Americans and the Mexican was already here, you could read about that in Second Esdras in the Apocrypha, which was taken out of the Bible in the 1700s by the Protestant Church, because that records the Greek captivity that we were in that people don't want to talk about. See, what you'll come to find out is, bro, they had which I'll probably know this. They had the transatlantic slave trade and they had the sub-Saharan slave trade when the Arabs took us into slavery. So the Native Americans were here and the Mexican was here as a product of slavery. They went into slavery before we did. They went into slavery in like 1492. Or, you know what I'm saying? And then the blacks went into slavery in like 1600. I'm talking about transatlantic slave trade and sub-Saharan slave trade. So they had so the Native Americans and Mexicans was here. They took their land and then they brought our black ass over here to build it up. Like one of y'all said, think about it. We built everything. Built the White House. Black man designed the whole DC. And everything that we do, we never get any credit for it. You know what I'm saying? We black women, sisters, they buy most of the hair products and reap none of the benefits from it. We buy all the liquor, but we own no liquor stores. Hell, we shooting all the guns right now. And Jay the Shooter say we less than 1% in FFL. How that work?
That's right.
So the knowledge is there. We just gotta stop being blind to the fact and making excuses for what's going on and just be like, you know what, this shit is really real and it's really happening. You know what I mean? And until we organize as a people and say, you know what, I value somebody that look like me. You know what I mean? Because it's easy for a black man to kill another black man. It's like killing a fly on the wall. But until you start looking at that man like that's my brother or that's my sister, I'm not going to whore her out. I'm not going to prostitute my daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like we do as a race. Because we got a lot of shit we got to fix about ourselves, bro. And with Martin Luther King, I respect everything our forefathers tried to do, but I really think they had the wrong, I know they had the wrong picture. Because like Zach said, nobody want to talk about Martin Luther King when he said, I fear that I may have led my people into a burning house. A lot of
Never hear
people
it.
don't catch that. That go over their head.
Yep.
How can you integrate with people when you got a whole bunch of shit that you need to fix about yourself coming out of a traumatic situation? Because
Exactly.
when you integrate, you don't bring nothing to the table. So we were never integrated. I mean, when you integrate, you bring something to the table. We never integrated,
right.
we assimilated. You know what I
That's
mean?
the distinction.
So,
Assimilation.
you know, we never got a chance to fix ourselves coming out of slavery is what I'm saying, bro.
That's
But
it.
I love what y'all talking about, man. I just wanted to come in and drop my little 2 cents. I ain't gonna stay in too long, bro. I just want people to think about that, though, for real, though, man. But as always, man, I love talking to y'all guys, bro.
Oh,
And,
yeah, for
you
sure.
know, peace and
Peace.
blessings upon y'all, man. Shalom.
Peace and blessings, Gershon.
Man,
Peace,
same
bro.
to you, brother.
You know, what he's saying is absolutely correct, because what he says, he has his opinion about things. I may have an opinion. Dre, you got an opinion. BP, you got an opinion. So that's the thing. If we could come together as some sort of community, we can hash out what the actual truth is and pull out what the truth is, and then we could. That's another thing we don't know how to do is be on code.
That's it.
And
That's
we can
all
figure that.
need.
We can figure that out, and we can figure out what's going on inside our house, and not put our business in the house, outside in the street. Then we
And
can
it's-
fix some things.
And it starts with the individual. People are talking about, just like with politics, how are you going to work on this macro structure when you can't even take care of yourself? You don't
That's
have
right.
your mind right. That's like one of my sayings on one of my pages. I got my mind right. You got to start with your mind, your body. You can't be trying to control your woman, this, that, and the other. You can't control yourself. Start with you, and then you go out from there. You got you got your family, you got your local community. That's the one of the things we have to start controlling. Start from the inside and go out, and then you start getting to the macro level. But you got to start with the micro, and that's the problem. We always want to start out here. We can't even control ourselves. So work on ourselves. Then we could reach out and say, hey, boom, boom, boom. Start collaborating, boom, boom, boom. But if none of us are on point, it's going to be a big mess because we can't even agree to be able to control ourselves. We can't get to the point where we're controlling ourselves. So
One of
we
the
have to-
things that I think is real
ahead.
important that Gershon said was that how can you be integrated when you don't have anything? And that's the truth. You can't just always go to someone with your hand out. There has to be a point where we show up with our hands in our pockets. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's like, listen, what can you offer me? Because I know what I got to offer you. But it
Yeah.
seems like they put us behind the 8 ball to where every time you show up, it's just like, well, what you gonna give me?
Yeah, we can't do that.
We have to get that sense of community again. So when we
Yeah.
show up together all as one, it's like, hey, this is what we got. What you
Yeah.
willing to give me to get what I have?
Exactly.
And that's
And we have to be
the
in that
big
position.
thing. That's what we got to start doing to these politicians. Yeah, they coming in here, making all these false promises, but until we actually start holding them accountable for what they're saying, talk is good. Let me see your actions. So we got to start holding these politicians accountable. If you want my vote, I need to see you do something. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't doing nothing, then somebody else gonna have to get that vote. You know what I mean?
That's what should have happened this election cycle. I've had that
Exactly.
conversation with my wife. With all that vote blue, no matter who, not because of Trump. Black people as a whole, as a community, should have made them pay. Should have made the Democratic Party pay for all the times they sold us a bill of goods and gave us some bullshit. We should have said, listen, y'all can't have our vote. We don't give a damn if Trump is in there, because whether he's in there or not, we still gonna catch hell.
Tell it.
And that's what we should have done. We should have
Tell it.
withheld our vote, let him get reelected, and then just deal from where we deal with. They've been kicking us in the ass in this country for over 400 years. We've been surviving. We're gonna keep surviving, no matter who the fool is in the White House.
Right.
But at some point in time, we have to stop and say, yo, no, we're not just gonna give you whatever you want, and we're gonna make you pay for it. We should have done that this election cycle. And I've had that conversation many times with people. Like, Trump didn't scare me. Everything is still, something? The only thing that's different now is that you have people who sound more intelligent. I don't have to hear that dumbass on television anymore. That's the only thing that's different. But everything is still the same. Joe Biden's not doing anything for us. Kamala Harris is not doing anything for us. They're not doing anything. Black people are still in the same position they were when Trump was in office. The same position. Ain't nothing different.
They
So
did
at
the
some
same
point-
thing that the Democrats have always done. Well, if you vote for us, we're going to give you this. And then when they get what they wanted, which is our vote, then they're like, all right, we'll see y'all in 4 years.
Okie doke.
And that's exactly what happened. And that's why at some point we have to just bite the bullet and say, you know something? No. We're not going to give you anything. We're going to let everything be screwed up until you decide that you're going to give us what it is that we've earned. And if you're not, we're just going to let the whole damn house burn down.
Yeah.
Just sometimes you just need to do that. Sometimes you just need to raise everything and rebuild.
True.
I gotta shout out my guy Sayfu Lonzo in the building. What's up, fam? What's up, Urban Second Gen? Lonzo, I threw a link out there for you, brother, if you want to jump in here. Anybody that want to jump in, and if you got an opinion, you want to say something, feel free to use the link. Come in, chop it up with us. But yeah, man, we're in a crazy time right now, man. I wake up every day and I'm like, nothing has changed. It seems like things are getting worse. Our government, you got Republicans fighting Republicans, Democrats mad at Democrats. They both mad at each other. Can't nobody get along. And it's like, man, what the hell y'all doing, man? What? It's time to clean the house and start over with a fresh new crew of people.
It's because what has happened is, even though we don't technically have, dukes and duchesses and monarchs and stuff, we have an aristocracy in this country.
That's the thing. The rich keep staying rich,
right,
and the poor keep staying poor.
That's the issue with this country. I mean, you can tell that because they're never gonna do anything for us. That's the one thing that got me when the whole thing went down with January 6th. Yeah. And the reason why they were so scared. Those politicians got scared, and the reason why Nancy Pelosi ordered that there was 20,000 troops to stay in Washington, D.C., that was to say, listen, we are the aristocracy, and if you come fuck with us, we're going to have all these guns out here, and we're going to kill all of y'all. That's what that was. That was to put people in check. That's why that was there, because we don't have all elected officials and all that. That's some bullshit. We have an aristocracy that does what they want to do. Doesn't matter what we say. They're going to do what they want because we're just the peons, and they're the ones that control everything. That's the issue in this country. Good night, man.
And you're gonna make all these troops stay here to protect you, but you're gonna make them sleep in a damn car parking garage.
Because she didn't care. They were the aristocracy. Those are the peons. All they are, they're just here to serve us.
Yeah. Let them eat cake.
Just sit there. Right. That's exactly. Let them eat cake. Exactly.
So, do y'all remember when Joe Biden got into it with that factory worker on the campaign, and the guy was like, "You work for me." He's like, "What you mean? I don't work for you." Yeah, the hell you do.
He told on himself.
Because they don't. They work for the corporations. Yeah. They work for the money. That's what they do. Everybody has a lobby except for the American people.
This is true.
And that's why we don't get anything, and they do. Everybody has a lobby but us. And if you have to look the way politics work and how things run, it's because, and I'm talking specifically now about the black community, because we don't pool our money. Because what we need to do is folks need to go out and listen to Dr. Claude Anderson, because he gave us a little bit of a way that we can get us some power in terms of politics. We need to either be able to buy us some politicians or just lease them for a little while until we get what we want. But the only way we can do that is if we come in as a community and pool our resources so we can do the same type of things that other people do. The Asians do it. The Indians do it. The Mexicans do it. Hispanics. I don't know what they want to be called, Latinx, whatever, but I'm not trying to be offensive. But everybody seems to be able to do that but us.
Right. And you're right. We do need to hear what's being said, two-way sister, because people they listen and they listen to everything, but they're not hearing. And so they stuck in this cycle of, okay, well, I'm listening to you, but social media says it's telling me this, so that's what I believe. And so until we can get past social media, then I don't think we're ever gonna really resolve any of this. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna be stuck in the same circle until people can stop listening to social media.
Because people have lost the art of picking up a book and reading. That's what it is. Pick up a book, or get you an audio book. I don't care. Do something else other than listen to the 24-hour news cycle and what some idiot from whoever sitting in his mother's basement is talking about that he absolutely knows nothing about.
Yeah, man. So what you got to say, MHP? Getting slid in here.
Oh yeah, man. I'm just listening, man.
Your audio went out.
Yeah, your audio went out, brother.
I'm missing the knowledge, man.
Yeah, your audio's gone, MHP. We can't hear nothing you saying. Hey, brother, we can't hear you, brother. Try and go out and come back in, or click your button. You cut your audio off, your mic off. No,
Missing all that knowledge.
Yeah.
he was spitting some shit too.
I know he was, man. You see his face, man. He was like, he meant that shit.
Yeah. But we can't hear nothing he was saying. It was flowing too.
Yes. There you go. Oh, he was back for a second.
Say something,
Okay, I
bro.
hear you.
There
Okay.
you go.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm back.
You gotta rewind it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's some deep talk. Y'all talking some real serious stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's
I
about
mean,
time we need to do that.
we gotta start getting the message out there, man. People gotta start talking because, like I said, you got. I'm not gonna say no names, but there's some people out here that's supposed to be fighting for us and talking for us, but they too busy having he said, she said conflicts between themselves. So somebody else has got to step up and start saying something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They too busy getting money, man. That's
Yeah.
what it is. They too busy getting money, and that's something that anybody can fall susceptible to.
Yeah.
But that's why you have to get around a group of people, a community of people, to where someone can't just come in from the outside and just break it apart.
There you
And
go.
that's one thing that happens with us a lot. And I don't know why, but we've been conditioned to a certain sort of way. But we have to get back to that where we can be self-sufficient, get back to that communal spirit. If we can do that, then they have to come at us a certain way.
Oh, we can
And
do
that
it.
stuff
We
still
can do it.
works. I
We
want
started
to
out in
see it.
Houston. We
I want to
started
see
off
it.
in
Right.
Houston. We can
And
keep it
that's the
going.
thing. That's right. We and that's the thing. That's how it starts. And I understand that too. That I mean, having guns and stuff is important because it's the ballot box and the bullet box. I
There you
believe
go.
that.
Mhm.
I
That's
don't like
facts.
any political party, but if a guy comes along that I like and he's saying the right thing, then okay, he can get my vote or whatever. But
Yeah.
we have to find a way to make that thing happen. That's why with us, in terms of this black gun community, I watch that because I don't know who's watching us, and
Oh,
somebody is, and I know for a
you know
fact they
this.
are
You know that. Yeah.
because because we got way too many guns and way too many folks who actually have some intelligence. But that's
Right.
but honestly, that's what my gun is for. Because if you come knocking on the door and you got the wrong intention, then hey, it is what it is. But sometimes that's how it is. If you're fighting for a
Exactly.
cause, sometimes you got to lay your life down so that so that you can become an ancestor, and so that the people in front of you who have the future can actually have something. Sometimes it's just
Tell,
like that, and we
tell,
have to be able to understand that too. Because all of us ain't gonna make. Matter of fact, ain't none of us making that alive.
that's
But
it.
No.
you need to
We
do what
are
it is that you need to do so we have a future.
we are the ancestors of the future. What's up,
There you
Coy?
go.
What's up, brothers?
What's up, Clay?
Man,
It's my brother.
what you got to say?
You know,
Brady, what's up?
one thing I want to say is this. You know how they always say that political parties have their base, right?
Mhm.
Every time I think about that, I always think about when I read years ago some of the old Pip books, and that we all know what the bottom bitch is, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah.
loyal to a fault. You can beat her,
Yeah.
you can do whatever you want to do to her, and she gonna run that damn track.
Mm.
And that's basically how I
That's
feel a lot of
absolutely.
times when you say, exactly.
We sell ourselves out, man.
I
Yep.
always say that you have to value yourself first.
Thank you.
We spend too much time giving up our vote, our money for free.
Mhm.
That's why I love this community that we've created, or that basically y'all content creators have created. And we're starting this in this community. You can basically come in as far as 2A, as far as guns. You can find your FFL. You can get you a gun. You can get one built. You can find someone to train you, and that's how you do it. And then, so therefore, now that you've created a community that of your own, you don't have to go look for no one, or have to have or looking for handouts. Because what's going to happen is, when something becomes of value, there you don't have to go look for anybody. They're going to come find you because they're going to want something of value. And that's what I feel like is the biggest thing with our community. Once we understand our value and stop trying to go seek acceptance or whatever, the other majority community, or whatever way you want to call it, will come to you. And anybody knows when you deal in a negotiation from a place of power, the rules are different. And that's what we have to cultivate in our children and work on ourselves. It's like when we say buy black, I know you can totally separate yourself from the community at large. But I started this 20 plus years ago. I call it like the Bible or like the church people say, you tithe to the church, right? Well, you know what also I do? I take my 10% and give it to my community.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You can't give them everything, but you can tithe. You can give 10% to a black business. Whether it is you're going down the street and you want a cup of coffee, you stop by this black coffee shop, or you stop by this mom and pop grocery store and do business in a small way. But if everybody does it, the small little coins that we put into these businesses will eventually start growing to where we have something to build on. And it's something that we all have to think about. It's because nobody's going to get there alone. Nobody's going to get there alone. Whether we want to be militant or whatever, we have to still deal in these hells that we call America, regardless. But what we can do is build ourselves in a way that we're moving from a position of power. And that's pretty much all I got to say. I'm just soaking up the information, brothers.
Thank you,
All right,
brother.
brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate
Sure.
That's why I see what Trauma Hawk posted. You talk about Dr. Claude Anderson. I would advise everybody to go out and get you a copy of Powernomics and read that book.
That's a good book.
That's
a good book. I read that one.
Has a great blueprint in it that he gave. This man has been fighting for us to have something for decades, and he gives a good blueprint in there on what's necessary. I've read that book more than once, and I listen to him speak. He's one of the elders that when it comes to economics and what we need, because he actually worked in the system, he gives some real good things and stuff that we need to go at and look at and follow. It's just, I mean, the stuff is there. We just have to be willing to suffer a little bit in order to have it, and not have to have a handout. And we don't need a handout if we can just all come together.
I'm gonna tell you right now, my partner Terrell, he moved. He was here. He moved back to Mississippi, but his family in Mississippi, they own about 150 acres of land, and on their land, they have their own stores, they have their own restaurants, they have their own homes in their own little community, and they keep all their money flowing in their own little area. You know what I'm saying? They support each other. The community around them spends money with them. You know what I'm saying? So they're feeding their family off of businesses and land that they own and that they built. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to get that here. You know what I'm saying? I would love to be able to have enough land to where everybody in my family can have a house, have our own little neighborhood with our own stores, own restaurants, and all that stuff. It would be dope. You know what I'm saying? We don't have. I don't think people have the mentality for that stuff anymore. You know, I look at the Hispanic people around here, like the neighbors around me. You might have 4 or 5 different families living in one house, but what they'll do is they'll all save their money and pool their money, and they'll help this one get out and get their spot. You know what I mean? And then they'll start pulling their money, and they'll help this one get out and get their spot. And they'll keep doing that until all of them got their own houses and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying?
I had a friend in LA. I had a friend, Lynn. She was Chinese, first generation Chinese. She came here. We went to high school together. Her family rented an apartment near downtown LA. They all stayed in that apartment, right? They all went out and got jobs, pooled their money. Then they bought the apartment building. They still all stayed in that one apartment building. Nobody went out and bought a new car, this, that, and the other. Then they bought like 3 or 4 apartment buildings. Before you know it, they had like 5 apartment buildings. All of them were able to go to USC, pay for their kids to go to USC and get scholarships to USC. But they all worked together for that economic development. And we have to get away from the fact that, hey, I got to have my own car, my own house, my
That's
own this
right.
and that and the other. Everybody going out. All that
Well,
money is not going to our community, it's going to other people. So we have to stop
well, see
that
the
cycle.
problem. You know what the problem is with that? And I noticed it and looked at it year after year with living in California, living on, different places
Hmm.
overseas. I saw we talk about people who have their own country when they come here.
Yeah, they have a base. Yeah.
Our grandparents been doing that and great grandparents been doing that for years. What
Yep.
happened, we got away and started trying to live like the Joneses.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. We was like, okay, they independent. We see Bobby and Tammy. We try to live like the Brady Bunch. See,
Mhm.
that was the problem. We look at the Mexicans, say they live like this. We look at the Chinese, say they live like that. Hell, we were living like that in the 70s and 50s and stuff like that. We couldn't go nowhere. We had to clean, pick our eggs up and farm for ourselves and go down there, give Miss such and such bread and bring the honey back to here. Yeah, we were doing that. But we got away from that when we wanted to do what Bob, Kathy, and Tommy and all of them were doing.
Yep.
That's what happened, and we don't want to admit it. That's the bottom line. We're quick to say this is what the Mexicans are doing. This is what they China. Where do you think Big Mama house originated from?
That's
Because
where it
that's where
That's
started.
all we
right.
lived at.
Everybody
So
under one
that's
roof.
the
You know,
problem was. That's the
You know,
problem.
you
my
when you go
household
back
right now is doing that.
when you go back to integration, we the quote unquote modern day civil rights movement. It began on equal but separate, and then it began with the fight for education. That was one of
Mhm.
the first steps of the civil rights movement. Brown versus
Yep.
BV versus Board of Education.
Board of
What
Education.
you realize and what you see is this: we once the 60s and the 70s and quote unquote we got equal rights. The number one right that we chased in the beginning was education, right? And we didn't chase. People tend to think we chased the ability to go to their schools. No, the point of the integration was originally was we wanted to make sure we had full access of everything that quote unquote America offers on their side in our schools. But
Exactly.
we took it as we want to be like them where they're at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Made a
Whereas,
mistake.
and then quickly, that was the mistake. And whereas we went from wanting the education act because out of all the things that came out of integration, it was mighty funny that education, the school, and everything else went to the back burner, and we all pushed to have the same cars, the same houses,
Mm.
the eat at the same restaurants, and that was never the point of the whole movement. The movement itself was more of about us getting everything that America offered, the quote unquote American dream. We wanted everything. We wanted everything that any other citizen of this country has God given rights for. But we took it as, oh, that means we get to move in their neighborhoods. We get to move here, here, here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we look at like you take Auburn Avenue here in Atlanta, right? It was a vibrant community and one of the most successful black communities and not black communities in this country. After integration, we all left. All our doctors, all our businessmen, everyone
Man,
else
said
that everything that made that community grow, they just moved to the other side of town. And like Atlanta or not, what we consider, you can say Atlanta has the most black successful business owners and a lot of other things that's here. But even with that being said, as everybody say, the land of milk and honey. Can you imagine what this land of milk and honey would be if we stayed building from the foregrounds? Because Atlanta, over the last 50 years, have made many million construction millionaires and banking, a whole bunch of black millionaires. But you could imagine if all that stayed in the community, because the other side of that same community that all these people came from, they left
Mm.
behind and moved to the other side of town. So
Yeah.
we have to understand that we can be successful where we at versus being successful and have to be where they're at.
Right.
And no one, like I tell a lot of people, we still think about Black Wall Street. But I did my research. That wasn't the only city. That was the one that they pushed out to us.
Right.
I have a list
Yes, Rose.
and dates of them, and it happened from Louisiana all across this place. So
And that's the
it's
problem.
like
That's the problem with history, man. History, if you break it down, history is his story. So
yeah,
they don't give you the full information. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of our kids don't know anything. You know, I watched a video where these people went to HBCUs and was asking college students at these HBCUs who certain people were, like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, you know, Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, and they were showing the pictures, and they were like, "Who is this?" And they were like, "I don't know," or they would call Marcus Garvey Malcolm X or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't even know who they were. You know,
And that's the thing. You want to know whose fault that is? That's their parents' fault.
it's exactly, because
That's on
you
us.
know-
I can't blame the schools. That falls to me. If my son can't tell me who Malcolm X is, or can't tell you who Martin Luther King is, or who Fannie Lou Hamer is, people like that, that's my fault. Ain't nobody else.
wait a minute. In
I
college,
blame it on both. Yeah, they
In
were in college.
college?
They were going to
In high school?
HBCUs.
in junior high, I knew that.
But
No,
A lot of
no,
people
no,
don't.
that's on them.
But you're
But you're from a
Them
different.
dumbass kids.
You're from a
People
different
don't.
era, brother. You gotta understand, man.
Yeah, your
And-
generation is
and-
No,
different.
you in college.
And where
come
did you
on,
go to?
man.
And where did you go to school? Like I went to school in New York City public schools. We actually had Black history classes. I remember my teachers had big afros and wore dashikis
Yeah.
when I was in grade
Yeah, I
school.
used to walk 10 miles
was
to school and
different.
do my homework on a shovel.
Oh Lord.
Look, the way I look at it, man, like
Oh,
not only is it the parents' fault, you know what I'm saying, it's also the school's fault, because the schools should be teaching history the way that it is, but they water it down and give you the bits and, you know, the little giblets they want to give you, so that they don't look bad. You know, as you know, historically as a country, we don't look bad. But
Yeah,
it's
but
also
that's-
the fault of the parent, because the parents didn't make the necessary steps to teach their kids that stuff either.
Right,
And I'm
because
guilty of it
us-
myself. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm trying
We
to make
know
up
in
for it
this
now.
country, how they treat us. So it is
Right.
our responsibility. I don't give a damn
Oh,
about
yeah.
the schools. I know how the school is going to be. It is our responsibility as parents, as the elders, to make sure that our children understand our situation in this country and understand who our great leaders are, so that when they look at different things, they know that, listen, that greatness is in me too. So
What's
you
up,
feel a
Tap
certain
In?
way. You feel a certain way about yourself, and you move a different way. And
Exactly.
that's
So they were at a
and
black
that's
college.
why.
At a black
Yeah.
college and didn't know about our black leaders.
Yeah, they were HBCUs.
All right. Check this out.
Okay.
You've heard of, y'all know about Morehouse, Clark, and
Mhm.
Spelman, right?
Right.
And you've heard
Yeah.
Morris Brown.
Yeah.
But we always give the flowers to Clark, Morehouse, and Spelman as great schools. And then, you know, Morris Brown was always considered less than. Have you ever wondered why, when it was open, why it was like that way? The funny thing is, Morris Brown was the only school in this country that was built by the hands of slaves and started by the hands of slaves. But we, out of all those schools in the AU Center over there, that was the main one that we let die. So that should tell you how we treat our history as a
That's
people.
because we always think that they're ISIS.
Out of all those
ISIS
schools
colder than
over there,
ours, man.
exactly. Out of all the schools over there, that would have been the one school that we should have cherished the most, because that was a school that was built by the hands of slaves coming out of slavery. So, yeah. But it's gone
Oh,
now.
so that's no. My
Two-way
question is
Monte.
about this.
I was answering. He said that the parents can only teach what they know. Two-way Monte. It is your responsibility to go find out. That's why there's on some things there's no, well, you know, they just don't know. No, it's your responsibility to get up off your ass and go find out what it is that you need in order for your children to be successful in this world. So I don't take that as an excuse.
Like
Now I
here,
understand
No,
that things were different back then, but I don't take that as an excuse
all right,
now.
Roger, be good, brother. You know, we actually have I think we got 2 sets. We got Black History encyclopedias, a whole set of them. So, you know, the
I
kids
remember
can
those back
always,
in the day.
yeah, kids can always pick up one and read it.
Yeah.
It's got the
see, that's
knowledge
Hell,
in there.
yeah, you can sit them down and put them on Eyes on the Prize. That'll get them started. You remember when
That's
we were
right.
young and we used to see that whole video series?
Yeah.
On PBS Channel 13 back in New York. That's what it was.
but see, that's the
Yes,
problem now,
sir.
man. Everybody's, the problem now. You go to these colleges, go to school, they got their devices. They got their devices. I walked around one time in the airport and just looked at people. I said, man, I could rob everybody. Everybody was looking down.
Yeah. That's true.
Man,
Everybody was looking down. You go everywhere you go in the mall, everybody's looking down. It's like, what in the world?
I've gotten to the point, you know, I look at, you know, y'all was talking about me having road rage when I was coming home from Houston when I popped in the live. And I have that a lot because I get behind people and I'm like, man, this light been green for almost a minute. Why are you still sitting here? You know what I'm saying? Then when you go around them, they like this while they driving. It's like you can't even get out the phone while you're driving to get to where you're going. Like, come on, man.
Because that stuff is a blessing and it's a curse because information is so readily available today.
It's right
That's
there.
why
at your
there's no excuse for you to not know something. Information, it's not like back in the day where if you wanted to know something, you had to wait for somebody to travel 4 days to get to you, or the radio station wasn't working or something crazy like that. Now, information is right there. And if you just go seek it out, you can go get and learn what you need to know and get good, credible information, not just some BS. It's all there for you to do. It may be hard, but you can do it.
Yeah, but most
See, that's the
people are too
problem with
lazy to
major
go
cities.
do it now.
And that's the problem, man. Like I was sitting there looking at things and looking how everybody's trying to chase. That was our problem, man. We were chasing other people's dreams. We ain't chasing our dreams. If we chasing our dreams, I ask people like, how many been back to Africa? I
Monty,
don't see it.
Monte, click the link, brother.
That's the fact. We'll
Yeah, I
win
don't
a
know.
trip. We'll go to Barbados, the Caribbeans, or anything. But you don't never say, "Hey, man, did you go to Africa?" No, I went to Jamaica, or I went
See,
to St. Lucia, or I
and I'm
went,
funny about that. I'm funny about that. I don't feel I need to be running back to Africa. I just be
Yeah,
honest
that's
with
what
you.
I'm saying.
I'm
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't I
saying
don't I
that's what I'm
don't I
saying.
don't I don't need to.
But the people that's saying go, I want to go to Africa are the ones taking these trips right down the coast. I got relatives like, yeah, man, we're not going to Africa. Damn, you went to Jamaica, you went there, you went here, you went to Vegas, you went to five different areas. I'm like, if you want to go back there so bad and check it out, go check it out. It's
For
cheap.
me, it was a part of the journey. Here in San Antonio,
Yeah.
we had an organization for Black Unity. Babu Phil, who passed away, went on with the ancestors recently, had an institute. And I was blessed to be involved in that when I was in the military. Once I got out of the military, I taught there. I built, their first computer system there so they can have
Yeah.
networking there. But they had an educational institute that has land. It taught kids, hey, where does food come? It doesn't come from the local corner store. It comes from the ground. You have the power to put a seed in the ground and have it grow and feed yourself. We have to have those institutions. We have to have people who are committed like he was. He got out of the military. He worked in the corporate sector like you were talking about before, and then put it upon himself to take, that pay cut, to take that salary reduction and sacrifice, his time and energy. And then he had people working with him. We have to build those institutes because one person could be taken out. I could be taken out like that. I'm a threat, but mine could be taken out. But if we build institutes and people who are willing to fight and contribute continually to those institutes, we have something that can't be killed by killing one person. You can't kill an idea. You can't kill a thought. And
Yeah,
then we embed that
that's
in the
true.
children. We have children who went to that institute that when I was a young man, who are now out there doing things. So I look at Kahari. He's like 6'8", went to Howard University. He's doing powerful things. Yakini, who's doing this. So you have to plant those seeds. And each person can plant that seed in one person. That's powerful. You don't got to reach the world. Reach one
Yeah,
person. Control you, and then reach one person. Help one person. So I think we have to
I
start
agree.
thinking about building those institutions, but it starts with ourselves again. Start with you, and then go out, work with people who are like-minded. It's not going to be perfect. We know how hard it is for us to work with each other. We're more critical of each other than any other community. They could treat us bad all day, but
Yeah,
if MHP says something, I don't like the way he said that, and we won't deal with them ever again, or something trifle like that. So
facts,
we got to get over that stuff. We have
facts.
to realize that if we don't work together, there's people out there who are working actively against us
Yeah,
every
that's
Yeah.
damn day.
facts,
Your ass always
facts,
driving.
Yep.
facts.
I am.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
you
out
said
here.
it.
I'm out here real far. But what I want to add, first of all, this is a great conversation. I'm hoping I'm not screaming and hollering because it's that
Yeah, you
time.
good.
But this is a great conversation, right? And you brought up some great points, right, of how it used to be and what we used to do and things like that. But I saw somebody in the chat say that migration was instrumental, which I believe so also, but I also believe that it was needed because I mean, like now that all these things has happened, right? What do we do now? We can always say, well, this is how it used to be, but what do we do now? Because now you have people who are mixed race, and you have a lot of different dynamics, right? So what do we do now to bring people together? And I'm talking about everybody because we can't just say now. We can't say black people and white people, and Asian people and stuff like that. We have to be inclusive with everybody because our families. We have to take our families into consideration. Is it just going to be for us because we're black, or is it going to be for us and our other family members? How do we get to the point to where we build something together and not be so I don't know the word. I don't know the word.
Well,
How do we build something together from now?
you
I
know what,
You know
understand
what I'm
what
Santee?
you
saying?
I understand
Yeah,
what
But
you're
the
then,
saying,
point
Santee,
is,
but that whole kumbaya come together stuff never works for us. See, it's a hard pill to swallow, but that does not work for us. When we
Separating
try to
us.
do that, when we try to do that, we get lost in the sauce. That's the
We
problem.
lost
Now
in it now.
I don't know the
How
solution. I don't
many?
know the solution. I don't know the
How
solution.
many times?
But that come together, we all got to get together and be brothers and sisters stuff did not work for us. It doesn't work for us because we
you know
How
always
is
what,
get
it
left
working for
Santee?
behind
us
and get lost in
now?
the sauce.
How is
You
it
know what,
working for
Santee?
us now? Because how many times have we tried to come together as black people? Look, we keep
We
trying to
came
do it,
together
right?
in
We keep trying to
Houston.
do
We
it,
came
and it's not
together in
working.
Houston. Yeah, we can come
Well,
together again. We can do the next one. We can try this. I'm not, like I'm saying, I'm not giving up. The point is that we have to start somewhere. And
And
I'm
Santee,
like
look at
this.
go
how
ahead.
many times do we have to start? We
Santee, look at
started
European
a
history.
lot.
Look at European history, Santee. Have they always got
Mm.
along? Have they always worked together? They fought against each other more than we've ever fought against each other. So they have a history of not being able to get along. But when push comes to shove, when they're ultimately threatened, and they come together. So yeah, we're not going to always get along. And we have our white brothers and sisters. John Brown was a powerful white ally. There's several others in a lot of other communities in the Hispanic and this and that. So we have to be able to work with them, but we got to be able to work with ourselves first. If we can't take care of
Exactly.
us, we can't work with nobody else. We don't have somebody talked about bringing things to the table. We have to be able to bring something to the table. We don't have any factories. We don't have any real huge businesses that we own independently. We need to build that so we can have something we can actively bring to the table and contribute. besides our physical talents in basketball and football. That's why I love what LeBron's trying to do, and Seth too was
Yeah.
trying to build these businesses where we can bring something to the table. Then we can negotiate with other people and say, hey,
But the problem
work
is
with us.
when we bring stuff to the table, look at all the different
Exactly.
things that black men or women have invented over the years that the white people took and said,
Took
hey,
it.
we did that.
It's ours now.
Well, you want to
So
know
we
why?
do.
You want to know why? You want to know why it was taken? Because we don't sit down and understand how a patent is, how a copyright is, how a
Right.
trademark. All we are commodities for commercials, for
Yep.
sports, comedy, and movies. Anything that sells, that's where they want us at. They don't want us to sit down and say, okay, this is copyright infringement. This is
Yep.
patent. Hey, I need a lawyer for this. I need a lawyer for that. They don't want us to get back into the business sector.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If we ain't making them laugh or betting on us on this game or this, it's all hunky dory. But hey, as soon as we step away from that, oh no, 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 you can't do that. No, BS. We can do it now, just
I
like
think
Nike. Just do it.
I think we got enough. We got a lot of people coming up now that are more business minded and that are starting to learn more of the inner workings of business
Yeah.
and how these patents and these trademarks and stuff work. You know what I'm saying? Look at how the music industry has changed with just the
Exactly.
rappers coming in, knowing, hey, I can go independent and blow up on my own. I don't need these big labels.
Thank
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
So
So
the example
you know,
of that.
you got to take small steps
Exactly.
to affect change in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like right now,
Exactly.
I'm working on getting my FFL, so that'll be another black FFL out here. You know what I'm saying? You got RWG working on it. You got all these different people working on it. So that's more businesses that we're gonna have coming up. You know what I'm saying? That we can teach our children how to run, and when we're gone, they can keep things moving. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And keep this thing going. And that's what we got to do. We got to
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
Small
We
steps.
can't worry about, well, this didn't happen back, in this time. We got to worry about right now going forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can affect change now and going forward. We can't worry about what happened in the past because we can't change that. I mean,
That's
yeah,
my
we got.
point. That's
well,
my
But
see,
we
point I
should
was
that's
know
trying
why.
to
it.
make.
But we
That's
Well,
my
should
that's what
know
point
I'm
I
it
was
ahead
trying
of
to
time.
saying.
make. So,
I'm not
yeah,
saying
I'm sorry.
forget it.
We don't shut out who the people are who are supposed to be our allies or our accomplices. But if you are a real ally and a real accomplice, you understand what it is that we need. So that
Exactly.
shouldn't put you off. It
It
shouldn't
shouldn't
make you
offend
upset.
you.
Oh, you're not including me. You're not. No. You have to understand being a true ally or a true accomplice. You have to be someone who understands that. Listen, they got to get their stuff together, and what I need to do is to be here to help them be able to do it.
Thank you.
So then we can all be effective together. It's not about we're not excluding you just because we don't like you, but we have to get our own house in order. We love that you're there, that you
Yeah.
can help us, but you need to be able to understand and not be offended that listen, they got to do what they got to do. And if you're a true ally and a true accomplice, you're gonna understand that. If not, you're gonna be upset.
That's
Right.
facts.
What's up, 2A Monte?
Hey, what's happening, y'all?
So,
What's
What's up,
happening with
2A
you, man?
Hey,
Monte?
All right.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah. I was just, I like the information being put out, but to the fact that with guns, when you mentioned about the history, like people being able to look it up, and it ain't the parents' fault, this, that, and the other. I see where you going with that, but Google is only as good as the information being entered, right? Because
yeah.
you could type something in incorrectly and you would not get the right results.
Yep. You're right.
And
True.
so we
True.
can't expect
facts.
people who they may not be privy to certain information because they didn't dig enough, right? We all know that.
Brother,
Well, at
but
least my school never did it,
Fact.
but I went and learned on my own.
I
So
understand
Yeah,
what you,
that's what
bro.
I'm
I
talking
don't
about.
I don't
And
expect nobody else
I
to know.
understand that, bro. I understand that, but you know something? They never closed down the library. The library
Who
still exists.
true, but
The
who go in the
library still
library?
exists. But see, that's what you're saying. It's your responsibility to go in the library. If you think that you can't get the information from Google, take your ass to the library. There's no reason for you can't to just take the responsibility and say, oh, I just can't get it from Google. Get up off your ass and go to the library.
I
Well,
still buy books.
that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying to you, right? Now, this isn't me personally. Like I said, I'm pretty knowledgeable on the stuff myself. But I'm saying for somebody else, they may not be thinking to go to no library. You know what I mean? So you can't just expect them to know or even go do the research in general. They feel like, that's way back in the day, whatever. That's not modern time for them.
But it doesn't. Matter of fact, it doesn't. Whether it's modern times or not, it doesn't matter. If you want the information, you gonna go get it. If your ass is hungry and you know a guy down the street got some chicken and he willing to give it to you, you gonna get up off your ass and you gonna go get that chicken. So if you know you need that knowledge in order for your children to be successful, go to the library. The library still exists. They didn't close them down as far as I know.
But see, a lot of people, even if they go to the library, they may not have the knowledge to even know where to even start looking once they get there.
Right. That's my point.
Go. Then go ask somebody. Go ask Monte.
But that's my point. If they don't know what to ask, if they don't know what to ask or who to ask, they're not gonna know to ask. They're not gonna know what to ask.
No.
I don't accept that as a.
You don't have to accept it, but it's a fact. It's not an excuse. It's a fact.
Right.
I'm not saying.
Right.
That's the thing.
I agree.
That's my opinion. That's just my opinion, and we can all disagree, but we still all one people, and we still gotta
wait a minute.
Get along and make it.
Can I put my hands up? Y'all see my hand? Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Also, 2A, because when I would go to this gun range, I've been to it several times before. I had the tool that I needed to find out what I didn't know, but I didn't know to look for it because I didn't know that it was there, right? I found out through somebody else telling me that the freaking thing could do drills and all this other stuff. And I'm like, dang, all this time, I pressed these buttons. I pressed the buttons that, I was familiar with. But until somebody else told me, hey, look, this thing can actually do this other stuff, I didn't know. And that's why I was so excited when I went back, because now I have more information. I get what y'all saying, but I'm getting ready to get here. But I just wanted to say that my point that I was trying to make was, I get what y'all are saying. My point is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from now that we have all of the resources, right? We have all of these people who are willing to help us, right? And if I don't feel that
that shouldn't be answered. You got the answer already. You shouldn't have to ask that. Just like the question he said. The only reason we have this conversation is because somebody filmed some kids that didn't know what to do instead of filming them and showing them the route. Now they have a same video in the Chinese community. You would never know. No, I'm talking about what the brother with the hat was saying. I agree with him.
Oh,
but
I was
the
trying to
video
point I was trying to make one out of here, but I get back in the chat because I gotta go outside right now.
Okay.
Y'all take care.
Hey.
All right.
Now,
Yeah,
one
but
thing
I
live
understand what
by-
you're saying.
I live by this right here. I don't know if y'all can read that. It says each one teach one.
That's it.
Believe that.
I live by that.
Yes, sir.
Teach
Yes,
one.
sir.
That's the video.
Yeah.
That's what
And see,
Monte.
what I'm
It's not
saying
that.
is
It's not that I don't understand what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying, but I understand that now at this time here, those excuses don't fly, because there's too much There's too much information. There's too much real information that you can go out there and get. And that's why I said the library is still there. Somebody can come ask you, or you can go into the library and say, "Hey, how's this working around here? How do I figure
But
this
you know,
out?"
Zach,
Somebody who has
if you're
reasonable
privy.
intelligence can figure it out.
That's right, and I understand that, but that's if you're privy to that information, right?
Yeah.
If
But that's what I'm saying.
they
You
may
have
not
to
give you the
go
whole-
after it and look for it. You have to
But
go
see-
find the information.
But-
It may be hard, but you just got to do it.
What we're trying to
But
get you
how
to
do you know
understand,
where to
though,
go? You don't know where to begin, right?
Start
unless
from
you're
the
privy-
idea that you have in your head. When you go on a search for
Unless
something
you're
all the
privy
time,
to
you
the
don't
information.
exactly always know what it is that you're gonna find when you're going to look for something. And when you start out, hey, I want to know about X, Y, and Z, and then while you're looking for X, Y, and Z, you may run into ABC. You just gotta go get started.
Yeah,
You
but
have
Zach,
to start,
Zach,
even if
that's
you don't know
Zach.
where you're going.
what we're trying to get you to understand is, dog.
What?
sometimes they don't even know where to get started because
Yeah,
they might not have that idea in their head.
You're
right.
So,
Jack. You were
Right.
probably always a critical thinker, right? You probably were always were pondering on this and that and the other. Everybody's not like that, and I like what
right.
this 2A sister said. I know from my own personal family history. I didn't know my personal family history till I got older. I had an aunt who I knew she was smart. I knew because she had her own house in South Central. She had talked about finances, yada yada. But I didn't know my own family's personal history till I got like 18 years old. And I was going through a bunch of pictures, and I saw pictures of these people in Harlem. I'm like, who are all these people with these fur coats on and looking all fine and everything? And so it's like Aunt Thelma was like, "That's me." I'm like, "Where?" I'm like, she's like, "Right there." I'm like, "Damn, Aunt Thelma, you were fine. You were in Harlem." She's like, "Shut up, boy." But she started telling me about her history. She graduated. She had a master's degree in education from Baylor University back in the day. She went west to LA, tried to find a job because they couldn't get a job in Dallas. Went over to LA, couldn't get a job there. She ended up having to work as a maid for the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. The owner, and she did that for
Wow.
years. So I always wondered why we always got tickets to Dodger Stadium. We sit like 3 rows back because they own that team. They own that team. So, but she started talking about her history and this, that, and the other in education. Then I found out that my grandmother, she was one of the first people to go to USC and get an advanced degree at University of Southern California. And I didn't know that family history. And I'm thinking, if I had known that, that would have empowered me to go out and do maybe some things earlier in my life, this and the other. So a lot of people don't have that idea or those critical thinking skills. So we have to sometimes meet people where they are. And like they said before, if you just reach out to one person, that's super powerful. But everybody, you have to meet people where they are, and kind of guide them and give them the information. You can't force them to take it and understand it, but if you give it to them, like in my journey, once that one step was down, that my eyes kind of got open, then it was like, oh wow. Then you have to decide, okay, how am I going to react to this?
I can understand. I can
Well,
understand where you're coming from with that. I can get with what you just said on that, meeting people where they are. I can understand it. I'm not that hard of a man that I can't look at my own opinion and say, hey, maybe I can rethink that a little bit. I can
but
understand where you guys are coming from.
but what he's talking about, I understand. But the problem is about that. Compare a white kid to a black kid. A white kid goes to high school. It's set out for him. A black kid, we have to worry about, okay, do I join this gang or do I go football or what? Then when he gets to college, he got fraternities, sorority, whatever you call them. Then he got
Exactly.
football. So the point is, we got so many obstacles. That's why I'm so upset. Like, wait a minute. You mean this kid is in college at a black college and don't know nothing about the black leaders and he got black teachers. Something's wrong right now. We need somebody to just go and monitor these colleges now, because that doesn't make no sense.
I think most of
You know,
those
and I
kids I think most of the kids in the videos were like freshmen, so a lot of them was coming from high school. But what you got to understand, like if you
but
come,
still,
but hold on now.
no,
If you
okay,
look at kids coming out of high school here in my area,
Yeah.
they
yeah,
don't learn nothing about us.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We don't teach Black history in the schools here.
Same
They
here.
don't know jack shit about us at all.
My
All
son
they
goes
know
to
is
Science and Engineering Academy, and they don't
all
teach
they
any of
know
that.
is that some white man brought us over here on a boat, dropped us off, put us in shackles, and made us plow fields. That's about
Thank you.
all they know.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's the extent of our
and
history.
a lot of our people think that's where we started from as slaves. They don't go
Right,
back further than that. That's
mm-mm,
not how it started.
yeah,
right.
You see what I'm saying? But
aborigines,
that part is, excluded, right? But you
Exactly.
don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
That's my
Exactly.
whole point.
You
Like,
don't know
but
what you don't know.
that's where
I
us
got you.
us telling somebody one thing, even though we're not dragging it out, we're not gonna give them an entire history lesson. But if we tell them one
Got you.
thing, they can go to a library, use Google, but because now they know what to enter into that Google
Yeah.
portal or whatever and get the
Yeah.
information that they're searching for.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
what I
then
mean by
usually
that.
they come back to you once you
Okay,
share one thing,
I got
they'll
you.
come back to you again. Hey, I investigated that and I ran into this. Have you heard it? And you give them another little nugget. And you
Right,
just before you know it, they're teaching you. They're finding stuff you didn't know. They come back
That's
to you,
it.
hey,
right.
did you know about? And it's like, hey, I didn't know
Now he
that.
want me.
That's
So
like
Now I want to go to a black college and kick the door in. What the fuck is going on? I swear.
But like when people come into my craft back here on the wall, they don't know nothing. So they don't know where to start looking. They don't know to go to the library and look for this book. They don't know to go to Barnes and Noble and look for this, but they don't know these things until one of us gives them a giblet and say, hey, why don't you read this? It'll enlighten you on some things. Then they go read that and they're like, oh, wait a minute. Well, I wonder, I saw this book that looked like it might tie into this. And then they start doing research. And that's how you end up building your library. But going into it, they don't know what to look for. So how are they going to go to the library and just start looking at stuff? Because if you go to Google and pull up Freemasonry, I'm going to tell you now, probably 75% of the stuff you find out there is bullshit.
Facts.
I mean, I understand where you gentlemen are coming from. I can concede my point a little bit. I can. I understand where you're coming from.
Once you get that starting point, now it's on you to go out there and finish getting that knowledge.
That's it.
But if you don't never have nowhere to start from, you don't know where to. You don't know.
Just lost. You're in the wilderness.
Exactly, you lost. Just like our kids.
So you saying we just need to come up with a business where we just go monitor these schools and making sure our kids get education? That's not bad. We can QA do that. Hey, that's a good idea. Hey, that's a good idea, man. That is a good idea. If the school ain't up to par, you got to be held accountable.
Tell it, Danex. We can't teach that in Texas. It's illegal. We can't do that.
Well, and that's why a thing to do is it all goes back. It all goes back to It all goes back to building community. Because if I had 10 families in the neighborhood and we all knew that our young children were going to that school and they weren't going to teach them, it's our responsibility to go make sure that they know what it is that they need to know. It always goes back to community, because within the community you have everything that you need. So if you don't have an actual freestanding school, you know what you do? You get a bunch of people that get together and you get the knowledge that's necessary to give to those children. It always falls back to that, because I can't depend on the state. I don't depend on the state. The reason why most of us have a bunch of guns is because we ain't waiting for the state.
Thank
it
you.
Ain't about. Oh, I just need them to come clean up the bodies, either mine or theirs. That's how I look at it.
Yes.
So it still falls back to that community thing that we need to do this ourselves. I know it's my responsibility to make sure that little Zach understands the history of his people in this country, because I know where he goes to school, they're not gonna teach him.
Facts.
Right. And that goes back, and that's one thing. I don't know if y'all watch the guy. His name is Mr. Organic.
I know Mr. Organic.
I know who that is.
Have you ever noticed he always, everything he does, he talks about seed, root, tree, fruit.
There you go. That's how it works.
And living by that thought, you'd be like, damn, if you do that, you're gonna have some nice fruit at the end of the day. You're gonna be able to feed your family. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's a universal law, man. You reap what you sow. That's a universal law. You can't beat the universal laws. You can't. That's all Mr. Organic is doing. He's saying stuff, and then he's just doing it in a cool way and being real boisterous with some big chains on and nice cars. That's all he's doing.
But he's reaching people though.
Right, and I love it. But that's the thing. Yeah. There's a certain group of people who ain't gonna listen to me. Ain't gonna listen to you. They gonna listen to him though.
Right.
And that's why we have to have multiple people putting those thoughts and ideas, because there's more than one way to get to where we need to go. We need everybody working on one accord on the same road. We don't have to all be in the same lane, but we all trying to get to the same destination.
As long as the message get out.
Yep, that's it. I don't care who says it, how you say it. Some people listen, like it rough. Some people like it, sugarcoat and everything else. But we have to continue to have consistency of message and go and understand, hey, where we're at right now is not good. We need to be moving, handling our business.
Right. And that's what we got to do, man. We just got to keep dropping these little giblets out there, man.
That's it,
and letting people see it. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And so, I mean, if they take it to heart, they take it to heart. If they don't, they don't. But at least we did our part to put the information out there for them. You know
That's it. That's it.
True. That's all you can do.
You can't save everybody.
They all ain't gonna make it.
They all ain't gonna make it.
They all ain't gonna make it.
All ain't gonna make it, man. So hey,
you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I try and tell my friends and family. Some of them are like, why you so into this? These guns and this and that. And I'm like, well, if you actually watch what's going on around you, they're trying to take us back to slavery. And I don't know about you, but I ain't going.
I always say I'm not going. No, I ain't going.
Man, ain't nobody gonna have me in no hot ass field picking nothing. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, man, I ain't going.
Non-violent Negroes have gone. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think we're in a good space. I think as far as our community is going, I think we're good. I think if we keep doing what happened in Houston, RGG, when he put that together, he started something.
That's phenomenal.
Now we just got to keep it going and just let it keep growing and building. And the more we grow, more we do it, the more it grows, the more people we reach, the more people see how we coming together, how we getting along, and how our networks are growing. That's us planting our seeds and letting them roots grow so we can get that tree going, and that fruit's going to come later.
That's it.
But as long as we keep doing our part, the words are going to keep spreading, and it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually, we're going to have a big enough group that we can truly affect some change out here.
We have to all remember that one thing that we all have to keep, that we're all doing this, is that we all have to remember that what's important is the community. That's what's important, is building the community. Not one person's platform, not one person's notoriety or popularity. It's about building the community. Everybody is a stone. Everybody is a stone in that building, in that community. And that's how we have to view it. And if we can keep that in front of us, we can make this thing successful. And it'll keep going until the community is huge.
It takes a village to raise a child.
It does.
That's what they say.
Everybody has to contribute.
Yeah. And this community is going to be our child. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be that village. So we're going to have to nourish it and let it grow. You know what I'm saying? And if we're not nourishing it, it's never going to grow, man. Simple as that.
Facts.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate all y'all, man, for real. Because I met some, here in the last few months, man, I met some really cool ass people, man. And, being able to actually see y'all in person and stuff and talk to y'all and see y'all are genuine in person, just like you are on here. That makes it a lot better, man. I appreciate every one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to meeting more people out here. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope this thing keeps growing and keeps going. I don't want it to stop. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, man. I ain't even looking at hope. I'm looking at what I can do with my hands to make sure that I keep building. And that we keep building together. I ain't worried about hope. As long as I'm breathing, even if I'm laying on the ground and I'm still talking, that means I'm still thinking. I can still make stuff happen.
Them syrup-coated M&Ms.
That's right. I had all my brothers and sisters around me taking care of me. The community made sure that I got up off the ground, and I'm sitting here on my couch now talking to y'all. And that's how we gotta look at it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man. Well, man, we've been on here for 3 hours, 6 minutes, and 53 seconds.
Wow.
That's what we need to do sometimes, man. We become the movie theater.
There we go.
We become the movie,
Man, I don't care about doing long lives, you know what I'm saying? And it don't bother me, especially when the conversation is good and it's flowing. It don't bother me, man. You know what I'm saying? And I embrace everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you want to come in this community, if you're an ally, whether you white, green, yellow, pink, purple, blue, if you're an ally and you helping us fight this thing, man, and grow this thing, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Glad to have you on the team.
There you go.
But if you ain't an ally and you just in here trying to cause havoc and mayhem, you can kick rocks.
Oh no.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
See, I'm old. In the old days, they used to say, "Are you with us or are you against us?"
Yeah,
that's how you
right.
Right there.
Yeah.
So you're against us. So hey,
I tell people, they say sometimes you say stuff, you know what I'm saying, and if somebody take it a certain way, you know what I'm saying, they might unsubscribe from your channel. I don't care. Kick rocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
You don't like it, bye.
Well, family pose get disagreeable. You gotta have disagreement to understand to agree.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Right now, I feel like we got a strong family here. And I just look forward to this thing growing. I'm looking at these comments. Anybody in the comments got any questions for any of these brothers?
So what college are we going to first? we need to really do that, bro. No, they got on my skin, man.
Wilberforce is up the road.
That's really something to think about, bro.
Man, I mean, and you're right, it is, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even know if they would even let us come on the campus and do nothing, you know what I'm saying? Unless we have some government papers where they got stuff locked down these days, especially with us gun-toting 2A folks.
Oh yeah, we can't. Yeah.
So when you look at colleges,
Throw the backpack.
I mean, you look at TSU, you know what I'm saying? TSU is a historical black
Yeah.
college here in our area, in Nashville.
Yeah.
And man, it's so ratchet over there, man. You might as well, you think you in the projects when you go on campus.
What?
Man, I was over there. We were meeting this brother. He wanted to join my lives. So he was like, can we meet on campus? I'm like, yeah, I'm down. You know what I'm saying? So we went up there to meet him. And we sitting there, right? And we in a parking lot. So it's one parking lot here where we at. And then there's a little grass median thing. And there's another parking lot. So we sitting there chilling, talking to dude, man. And like 4 TSU police officers walked by, went to the little gazebo. They was all over there chilling. This car comes flying down the road, whips in our parking lot, drives over the grass median, and parks in a parking space right there. So the 4 cops just looked at each other, and I'm like, oh, man, this shit finna get real. So they start walking towards the car. These dudes roll the window down. It's cloudy, bro. And so they walk up to the car, tap the window. They pull them out, and the look on dude's face when they pulled him out the car, bro. I swear he looked like his mama just died, and he just saw her walk up on him and catch him doing something he wasn't supposed to do. He was freaked out. It was like, dude, you just got caught smoking a blunt. You had more weed on you. You drove across the grass and broke all kind of traffic violations right in front of the police. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they saw you on camera. You did it right.
And he said he was doing it for a class project.
Probably. And then
Probably wasn't the first time he did it.
And then that we have a thing here, our African Street Festival in the park right there by the campus all the time. We have it like once, twice a year. So I come through one day, I'm driving Uber, and it's just they got everybody fumbling through this one gate to get on campus. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And the police is checking every car that come through. So I'm like, what's up? What's going on? Some dude done got kidnapped out of his dorm room. So they find the dude later laying in the park, busted up. They done whooped him, left him for dead. You know what I'm saying? And it's people get shot on that campus all the time. It's always something over there, dude. It's just like they lost their credibility. They you know how the schools got to have that credibility,
accreditation?
That accreditation, yeah. And they literally they were like that far from losing. I think they may have lost it for a little while, but Vanderbilt stepped in and saved their ass and helped them.
Well, that goes into a whole other thing. Stuff like that going on what is supposed to be an historically black school, which is, I'm guessing, is it run by black people or does it just have the name and run by white people?
No, it's run by black folks.
Well, if that's the case, then it's up to us to correct the stuff that's going on there, right? It's up to us to take care. It's up to us to fix it because they're not gonna fix it for us because they don't care. It's up to us to fix it.
Because you got the fraternities and sororities, their own family. They don't care about nobody else there.
Nope.
And then you got the alumni, and they just want to look good in the stands. They can care less about, the actual education. They just want to see the sports and the money flow through.
Yeah, most of the people that I've met that were in fraternities they cared about the people in their frats, but they didn't care about anybody else really. You know what I'm saying? And that's how most of the people that I've interacted with them are, except for the ones that I've met that crossed over and came over to us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get to see how they interact. They're like, okay, yeah, they legit. But some of these frats out here, a lot of them guys are in it literally for the I don't know how you would put it.
Move up.
Attention, yeah.
Prestige, yeah.
Yeah. That's all they want it for. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of brothers that are joining the Masons just so they can say they're a Mason and try and get out of speeding tickets and get free food or whatever. It's like, dude, it's not about that, bro. Yeah, you get those little perks and stuff that you might get, but that's not what it's about. Yeah. See, look.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's kind of weird how I don't know. I guess it's just different around here. Maybe it's
Yeah, we
different where
gonna
y'all at.
yeah. We get you know what, man, we gonna get this ball rolling, man, and by the time we know it, we gonna have thousands, man. We gonna sit down and look around like, wow, look what we done started.
Now I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Oh
Right
yeah,
now,
I'm waiting. I'm looking forward to when we say the 10th annual. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh
Then
man.
when we hit that, then I'll feel like I can sit back and rest a little bit, and I don't got to be monitoring everything and looking at stuff. Then I'll be like, okay, when it's the 10th annual, and like my grandmother used to say, Lord willing, everybody will see it.
you know what I'm
And
waiting on,
Yeah.
Zach?
then I know I can sit back and relax.
I'm looking forward to the day when we all pull up and everybody driving vans with elevators in it. Because we all in wheelchairs.
Well, that's not too long for me. I
Y'all
don't know
laughing.
about y'all. That's not too long
Yeah,
for me.
I know they laughing. I'm sitting
Some
up
of
here
us are
like,
closer.
shit, that's gonna be a couple of months.
I know that
It might be a
let me
couple
look
of
at my
months.
calendar.
Hold on.
Next time Zach pass out, we just have to hit the little handle on his chip, roll into his elevator.
Give him some M&M's. M&M's.
That's
Throw him
right.
some M&M's.
Oh man, y'all silly, man. Man, I
Yeah,
appreciate all y'all for real, for
man.
real.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. I'm about to
Yeah.
shut this
Hey,
thing
man,
down,
appreciate
man.
you, man.
All right, fam.
I appreciate
All right.
everybody that came through and watched and supported in the chat. Everybody that donated, Carbon and them. I appreciate everybody, man. And y'all hold it down. And I'm probably gonna be going live Wednesday. I got another surprise
Okay.
guest for y'all Wednesday.
Oh, all right.
Zach, you'll like this guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a hint. The fat guy holster.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, you don't know nothing about that point, Dust, you little skinny fucker.
I got to lose about 15. I got to lose about 15, man.
Hey, Poindexter, I get up with you tomorrow on that, man.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, brothers. Y'all have a good night, man.
All right.
Stay
All
out
right,
there.
peace out.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.
Okay. Peace.